Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah, you already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. Right.
Oh shit. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retired like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they know me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that like a 40 with me. Always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they stop getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been scouting with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro, they came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove got a strain, also know product missing. Government want us to stay hungry, broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie trying to beat the case when he had no pocket pistol. I'm trying to cop a burger, he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone.
Already?
Just no way, with the chit chat. I'm on the road, cause
You still gonna be there regardless.
What the hell?
Yeah. Alright.
Hey, Tona, you made this?
I'm alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where you live. You on your own, just no way with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where you live. You on your own, just no way with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no same story, nigga. I've been winning, retired like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that like a 40 with me. Always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been scared with the whip, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living, working my come on, they just know I got it. Missing government want us to stay home, broke for politicians. They been carrying that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie trying to beat the case when he had no pocket pistol. I'm trying to cop a burger, he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where you live. You on your own, just no way with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure out where you live. You on your own, just no way with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. We are back. We are back. It is the world's most dangerous podcast. It is B151. We got Lady Antoinette in the building.
Hello, hello.
And we got the Mad Titan CP3 in the building.
What the fuck's going on, people? We a little, a little lifted right now, having a good time.
We?
Hey, look,
You mean
we're a
you?
group.
Oh.
We're a unit.
So what you do, we have to do?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're all in the same game.
I beg to differ.
We in the building, though. Having a good show. Fun show. Who knows what the fuck might happen tonight?
Well, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Oh, definitely.
So we're gonna play some independent music. We're gonna give our takes on, some social events going on, and I'm sure we're gonna insult somebody and hurt somebody's feelings by the end of the show.
We have to.
Why is your voice? The show ain't even. We ain't even 5 minutes into the show, and your voice has changed 3 times already, dog.
Told you it's going to be a wild
Tried
show,
to
dog.
told you.
Try to tell you ahead of time, y'all don't want to listen.
We don't want to listen to what? We telling you. We already know how you are.
All right.
And you ain't even had the liquor yet.
So exactly. So just ride the wave, baby.
What? You need a nap.
CP3, pull the mic a little bit closer, cause right now you in your Barry White moment,
I am a
like
little sleepy, but-
like
A
you
little
trying to.
sleepy. So we gonna get sleepy drunk on?
Oh, and you know that's when the craziness come out. Yeah.
So are you gonna start us off with some sports and
Oh,
insults?
you want to start already? I thought we was going to holler at Lady Antoinette.
Oh, I mean usually we let you go first, then
I'm
Lady
just saying, I
Antoinette.
know she had her nice brunch excursion.
Okay,
so,
let's-
with some good stories. Yeah,
Excursion?
it's like a monthly excursion. You go to brunch, and sometimes forget what time brunch is over, and So I know we had some stuff. I know it had to be something that happened this time.
No,
Nothing.
it was very nice. I got to see some of the other side in their element at the little ice skating area.
Oh, you saw the white people,
The other side on their
ice cream people.
their element, and they were
The Caucasian?
on the ice. That was very entertaining. Watching everyone on the ice with their little kids skating.
Were you watching to see if anybody fall?
Huh?
Were you watching to see if anybody falls?
What you say? What?
I'll take that as a yes.
You want some footage posted later on?
That's what I do.
I didn't have any footage. However, it was quite entertaining. But at the same time, while I'm sitting there looking at them, my homegirl, we were leaving, and she kind of tripped up a little bit. But hey, it happens.
Did you laugh at your friend?
Yes, and then
So
we
she was
went
on the
down
ice.
memory lane about, other situations where she took a tumble.
I want to get back to this fall. So was she on the ice or anything?
No,
or she fell
no.
because
First
of
of
some
all,
other
we
reason?
went to brunch.
Mhm.
We were not going to be on the ice after brunch.
So
Just a
she
disaster.
fell for some other reason.
Because she was okay. So if you're down on the waterfront, it's not like concrete sidewalk. It's like the bricks, the little.
Yeah. So like the deal got caught or something.
Well, not maybe it caught it a little bit.
Was it a bottle involved?
No, it wasn't.
Why are you even entertaining this
It
madness?
was like under her heel. It was like a catch,
Oh, yeah.
like the
Like
brick.
Long Island
The
ice
brick
cream
came up a little bit, and then they say,
catch.
"Ooh,
Like
the
the bottomless mimosa catch.
I mean, yes, the place has bottomless mimosas.
Oh, that's what's up, though.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
that
they
was
have
the
that.
elevator of the fall.
And I have a video. I'll show y'all later. But it's this drink I always get from there. It's not part of the bottomless mimosas or anything like that. But it's like smoking and bubbling and stuff. I can't remember the name. That was probably on my receipt.
Look at that, put nitro in there or something.
Yes.
What's the point of that? This bartender. I just want to know what's the
Well,
point
first
of
of all, that type of drink
Mm.
is that bubbling and all that stuff. You can get the same effect without all of that stuff. It just makes it pretty, and everyone turns their heads when you get that drink. But it's a good tasting drink. But you have some drinks that you gotta light on fire.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta have it
I gotta do
smoking.
all that. Yeah, I'm
You
like,
don't
I'm
have
just drinking
to.
this motherfucker. I don't need a show performed for me to take a drink.
You might as well. I mean, as much as they're gonna charge for these things, you might as well get it at some sort of entertainment.
I guess. Yeah,
You
got a point.
guess.
Yeah, you got a point, I guess. But
Well.
I don't normally get those drinks. So.
Yeah, we went to good old Georgetown, so that was nice.
Did you see any Hoyas?
I'm sorry right now.
Did you see any Hoyas?
What is that? What's a Hoya? I mean, I know the team, but outside of that, what is that?
No, I was thinking.
But I've been trying to get y'all to go to this lovely establishment.
I didn't. It was just a grilling day. I like to try. I
It
mean,
was nice. It was nice though.
I mean, unlimited mimosas. You got me right there. That could be a 4-hour event for me.
They have all types of food. They have, and it's all you can eat, as well. And you have to go to like a little room where, not a bad room.
A little
I
room.
had to look at you, and not a bad room. But this is where they would serve those things to you. Like if you want an omelet, you tell them what you want in your omelet. They're cooking it right there, serving that to you. It's a room. The doors are always open. No.
You have flashbacks, CP3?
I'm just checking, man.
But that's why when I said it, I said not a bad room.
Yeah,
I had to look at you because I already know who I'm talking to.
Hey, man, a lot of crazy stuff going on in Georgetown, man.
Well, not this type of crazy stuff.
I'm just
But they have, like, tacos, they have waffles and fruit and crab legs, shrimp.
They don't have stripper
chips.
posts, CP3.
No.
You can always incorporate that.
But I will say that although this is considered an upscale place, I'll say this, although it's considered an upscale place, but although they have regular tablecloths on the table, occasionally you will get a crowd
Ratchet.
that may seem a little out of place. And we experienced that today.
Oh, dang.
Because it was someone's birthday. And when I sat down, and okay, so I came in, we had to like wait maybe 5 minutes. Not even, I don't even think it was 5 minutes for my tables to be ready. The gentleman that was sitting right near us, he reminded me of this guy. I think his name is James Wright. He is like a YouTuber who got fame when Patty
The Patty Pie thing?
right, you remember him? Have
Yeah.
you said black
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay, who's also really tight with Tamar Braxton. So the guy reminded me of him. So he obviously James is very flamboyant, but this guy was too. But he real, he was chill. Seemed a little classy, He seemed like he had some class to him. So him and myself and my friend were sitting there waiting on our tables, and then that group, they were just screaming and hollering, like, and this is like a large place, and we could hear them, and it was just really loud. Like everybody turned and looked. Now I'm gonna admit, most of the time when you go on a Sunday for brunch, the majority of the people at this establishment are like us, okay? African American, black, however you want to identify yourself. Some people have issues with either or. But, plain and simple, a group of black girls celebrating somebody's birthday. They sang happy birthday about 5 times.
Did the ghetto version?
They did the Stevie Wonder version. They did the happy birthday, regular happy birthday. Then they did the toast. Okay, now it's a specific toast that people do when they go to the bar. Okay, and usually you do this toast when you're taking shots. Don't know if they had shots. I didn't really care enough to look at their hands, but I heard the toast. This toast was not appropriate for the establishment that you were at. You got to know what you. So somebody taught them this toast, and they decided we can do this toast anyway.
Was anybody twerking?
Yeah.
Oh,
But the toast, yes, the toast in this particular toast is a lot of curse words. Okay. In the toast, mind you, you have, I'm not exaggerating, probably like 20 people. Okay. Doing this toast, yelling at the top of their lungs, and like I said, it has quite a few curse words in it.
What was the thing?
The toast. You don't know the toast when you're taking a shot and you end with a lot of MFs. I'm not gonna do the toast because I'm trying to.
I just wanted to
point.
see if you was
Oh no, I'm not doing it. You're not about to get me like that. But here's the problem.
I don't know.
Good job, Dave.
That's right.
But anyway, the toast was not appropriate at that place. And you take people to these wonderful establishments. And I'm not saying be somebody other than yourself, but at the same time, know where you're at, and you know you can't do the same thing everywhere. You know what I mean? Are you gonna go to church and start twerking and think it's acceptable?
Some people might.
They might think it is, but somebody about to tell you it's not.
But see, this goes into a conversation I had a long time ago when dealing with folks from different areas, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And I would tell some of my folks, like, I would rather go out of town for some of my folks from Virginia than with these DC, Maryland motherfuckers, because y'all don't know how to adapt in y'all environment. Y'all want to be a DC nigga everywhere. You want to stand on the corner everywhere and smoke weed in the street, like, no matter where the fuck you at. But a Virginia nigga, because he's already been suppressed by the feds for his whole fucking life, he knows how to adapt to his environment.
That was so petty.
That's just the truth.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you don't feel like that was a backhanded compliment.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
So we've been oppressed?
Man, like I said,
Your whole life.
Northern Virginia.
It's the region though. I'm from DC.
Yeah, man, Northern Virginia is a whole different beast, man. It's like Silver Spring. It's a whole different beast.
Right.
Both places I done been harassed and had the Rainbow Coalition of police come out on me, a white one, black one, Asian one, Puerto Rican one, all of them.
What were you doing?
Something he wasn't supposed to.
Well, when I was in Northern Virginia, I was actually just going to work. I was, DWB is still a crime, driving while black.
What was the other situation?
Well, I was in the wrong.
What had happened was
I was in the wrong because I had a legal tent, so that was the reason why they pulled me over.
And you knew when you got the tent it was illegal, correct?
No, I didn't. I had it whenever I got pulled over. I had someone that I can get to sign the ticket, so I was.
So here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
Just like they supposed to understand their surroundings, they have to adapt. With your little tent, yeah, you had to know.
It was a Friday night. I was at the strip club. Somebody hit me up about coming through to come see her. So alcohol was involved. I was at the strip club, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm on my way." And then we proceeded. What happened. I didn't get locked up though, so that was it.
I would hope not for tent. You would have had to do something else to get off.
It was
that.
other stuff I'm not going into that happened after. But that was a precipitating event that led to what had happened.
Okay.
And me not going to Montgomery County for almost 8 years just because I
Oh
didn't
my
want
God!
that to
See,
happen.
you a boycott of area in a hobby.
You fucking right. I have a bad experience. I ain't
Good
going
reason
back.
to boycott.
Yeah, you fucking right.
Well,
They
those
boycotted
young
him.
ladies,
So
Yeah.
those young ladies were doing a toast that you would do in a bar, at a restaurant, establishment. That's not really. It's not the right place to do it.
Yes.
So I don't want to did you see like a couple of years ago? It was in Atlanta where the restaurant owner had came out and it was girls like wilding out and doing that. And they was twerking.
Yep.
And then the restaurant they filmed them saying
and
that
he
this is
went
not a
off on
place.
them.
Yeah.
I
and
remember
so
that.
Do you feel like he was in the right to go off on
I
them like that?
supported him to a degree. I feel like his delivery could have been a little more tactful, but he won't mind.
Yeah, because he
Well,
was
mine.
basically saying this ain't what you were saying. This is not the place
Not
for
the
that.
place.
You take that somewhere else, and they were saying, "Well, we're gonna leave, and we're never coming back." And
That's
he said something to the
fine.
effect of,
Yeah.
that's good,"
Because that's
But,
not that type of establishment. That's my thing. And in his case, he was a black business owner, and he was trying to provide fine dining to the community.
to the black community.
And these women came in there. They were acting a fool. They were twerking. I think somebody was like standing on the chair or the table or something. It
Damn.
was horrible. And I would have, yes. Somebody needed to go off on them, and it was an embarrassment.
I mean,
And I feel like for us, in today, it was like, first of all, the majority of the patrons, majority of the customers were black. But the staff ain't. You know that how they looking at us.
like you crazy.
Right. And when you do something like that, unfortunately, with other races, and we know this, unfortunately, when you have if it was a group of white people, right? It's a restaurant filled with white people, and there was white people doing it, they wouldn't have looked down upon white people as a whole.
Yeah.
But we don't have
Those
that
people
luxury.
are blah,
But-
blah, blah. But when it's us, it's like,
Well,
that's how they.
The thing about that
And
is,
we all ratchet like that.
Right.
think about that is, it's a time and place for everything. So when Black GOP passed, we had my friends and them, we put together like a memorial concert for, and then like somebody else, her sister had passed too. So there was a group, there was a dude, and him and his girl was there, and the bartender Tizzle had made some drinks, and they got twisted,
Right.
and they started having simulated sex on the bar. So when they asked me, I was like, "Yo," I looked at Sergeant Q. I was like, "Yo, tell him to stop." So he told him to stop. Then they started doing it on near the stage where the people was performing. So I happened to turn around and I was just like, Q looked at me and I was like, "Yo, them niggas is done. Like, they gotta go."
They gotta go.
And he was like, "Yo," the guy throwing the event said, "Get out." And he was like, and one of the dudes was like, "That's my partner. I need him on stage." And I was like, "Well, you should have told him that before he got drunk, and I don't care."
Right.
And it was just like, I was like, we're honoring some people, and we have other artists here, and you're messing it up for everybody because you're doing hot stuff and
Right.
and you being drunk. And I was like, "Nah, he got to go."
And that's how I feel. Like when people go to a specific type of establishment, they're going to get a certain type of experience. You're taking away from that experience.
Yeah.
You're taking away from that experience. If you want to be ratchet, fine, that's cool. You want to twerk and dance all over the place, and there are places for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I said, the toast that they were doing was it's supposed to be done at a bar. This wasn't a bar. There was no bar. Well, there technically was a bar, but that's not
the environment.
You're at your table.
I mean, it's just.
And it's like I said, it's embarrassing. And then everyone who's there, we're at this restaurant, right? We want a specific environment. The restaurant outside of them it was quiet. You might hear people talking and stuff, but it's a nice atmosphere, nice environment. And then you got all this ratchetness. And then, like I said, they had to sing "Happy Birthday" like 5 times. It was for one person.
Was they on?
Tell them a really happy birthday. That's it.
You going?
She didn't think that. What I was wondering when y'all going to your next place, because I know y'all going somewhere else. Please go somewhere else now.
Look, man, always sniff it, man, and see what it smells like.
No.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet after what you did.
Yo,
Before you taste it.
Lady Antoinette. First of all,
That's actually a quality point. That's actually a fact. It just makes
so Lady Antoinette, you didn't. I don't know if you saw the whole thing that he did.
Yeah.
So first of all, he blew in the cup like 17 times, like it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And I'm sitting here, and this is see now you understand what I go through, because sometimes, especially if we have a guest in house, you'll be focused on the guest and he'll do stuff like this, and I'm like, why? And I can see everything he's doing out the corner of my eye. That's why eventually I just turned like for real, because I tried to.
And then he looked like he's about to drink it, and then he sniffed it.
Right.
That is not cocaine.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it tastes like sweet tea, but it also tastes
Ain't
like
that
water.
what's supposed to
Why
I
don't
don't
you?
normally drink flavored liquor.
I mean, just mix it.
I'm a creature.
So
of habit.
question.
Make a
If
half
they
and
tell
half.
you it tastes like cherry. What you think it's gonna taste like?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. It's because it's got
It
a
should
label
be
to
a-
say that shit is what it's gonna be.
But it shouldn't be a shock when the label is real. And it says it's made with real tea leaves. Did you read it? You didn't know that investigating here. See, that's what you don't read. You're right. Yep.
It's on the table. It's at the bar. When in Rome, goddammit, when in Rome. When I'm at the bar, I don't actually read the bottle. Give me a shot of 1738. Thanks.
So when you go to the bar, you sniffing and blowing into the cup?
Sometimes
Wow.
I don't give a fuck. It's a routine. It's what I do.
That's a routine.
Certain shit that I do.
Why is your voice?
You're a weirdo.
Sometimes I gotta scratch my left nut before I take a shot.
You know what?
That's disgusting. We will not be going to the bar with you again.
Make sure you don't dap nobody with that.
Right? Ew.
They clean.
You cannot touch my cup.
They clean.
How we supposed to know? We don't want to know.
Did you sanitize before you touched that bottle?
Hand sanitizer. Well, ball sanitizer. It's as good as hand sanitizer.
What,
Just use it
from
for your
now on,
balls.
you cannot touch the. Matter of fact, I'll pour you one for you. Okay.
So how come you didn't do a half and half?
Because
I
he
want to
said he
taste
wanted.
this first. I want you to taste like first.
Okay.
I don't drink vodka like that, so you know,
I mean, you
I'm trying to
know.
be a connoisseur.
But you poured a whole
So,
lot for a taste.
Some long
Yeah, you got a point with that one.
shot.
It's gonna be a real long show. We just over here sniffing.
Start breakdancing over there, man.
Sniff a lot. What you got for us for sports?
Oh boy, let me pull this article up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let me pull this up. Because this is, you know, we're going to talk about the war in Russia and everything that's going on. But,
It's not in Russia.
I mean,
In the
with
Ukraine.
Russia and Ukraine, I'm
We
sorry.
hard on you, ain't it?
Bro, you know what I'm saying? You feel my... Thank you, my brother. Somebody finally
He only
feels...
saying that because he your friend.
Somebody finally feels my damn pain.
He didn't say he felt it.
He acknowledges what I go through on a weekly basis. We're going to definitely speak about the situation with the Ukraine and Russia right now. But what was it, Friday, some of the DC sports media asked Alex Ovechkin some questions about the war and everything because he's been a Putin supporter, which pretty much if you're Russian you have to be, because if not, Putin will kill you.
Okay.
No bullshit. So,
Well, on that note, he got my vote.
oh yeah,
No, you're not Russian.
yeah, Putin's a gangster. So
You're not Russian. You alright.
So,
He know you gonna hate him.
it was like a 3-minute exchange between two reporters, and Alex asked him his thoughts about the war. He basically said, you know, he wants peace. He doesn't like what's going on. He has family and friends in Ukraine and in Russia, and pretty much, made a political minute statement. Said, I'm I'm an athlete. I'm not a politician. They were basically, they asked him, how do you feel about it? Yada yada yada. He took the high road, answered the questions, left it alone. One thing that was funny was some of the Caps fans were upset with the reporters asking him the questions, talking about, you shouldn't be asking about that. It's about sports, yada yada yada.
Sure.
I found that funny because I was in some of the Caps groups. Caps fans are as rabid as Washington football fans. I don't understand.
Not rabbit though.
Yes, rabid.
Like a Wolverine?
Yeah. They was going after Robbie the other day. They was going after the white Jewish guy. How more rabid can you get, bro? But yeah, he basically took the high road, and an ex-player, great goaltender, Dominic Hasek, had the nerve to get upset with what Alex said, with basically being, basically saying anybody that supports Putin, which Ovechkin has in his presidency and everything, because that's his president, should be suspended from the NHL.
Because of what he did in the past. Because of
Because
him
of
supporting
Putin,
the
yeah, because of him supporting him and saying that he called him a chicken shit, which is kind of funny to me. And
because nobody uses that.
yeah, one of the toughest motherfuckers in the NHL that leads the leagues in hits and goals most of the time. But the fact that he would come out, I would quote what he said, but I don't really feel like it. He basically said some bullshit, and I don't understand how you can link what a country going to war has to do with the athlete playing in the NHL, and he should be suspended. And he calls him a chicken shit and calls him all these names because he doesn't agree with what Putin's doing. And to me, it makes no fucking sense.
Especially when Ovi said that he wanted peace.
Yeah, but how are you going to penalize players in the league because of what a country does? When America went to war, 9/11, Iraq, Baghdad, there was no talk of banning players or suspending players because of war. People are dying regardless. It's a humanitarian issue, not a political issue at this point. Because hopefully we don't get involved.
Well, we already are on the financial aspect.
Yeah, well, we in everybody's pocket, so any more
Well,
breaks all
no.
over the world, we got something to do with.
They have sanctions against
Well, I was going to get into that later on because I had some, I have a couple of Trump supporters that I work with that are.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun show.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk a little politics. I told you the other day I was getting the itch to get back, and I haven't really talked politics in a while. I'm tired of getting banged on certain social media platforms.
Well, it's not that you
But,
don't. It's how you say it.
I mean, you can only say it nice so many times.
You cannot tell people to eat a bag of baby penises.
You could not people are coming at me sideways and think I'm not going to go for the jugular. And I warn them. I'm like, look, you keep going on this path, it's not going to turn out.
So
You curse at them and you degrade
so
them.
CP3, I know you want to do your rant,
Doesn't like
They try.
her. They don't like her.
but I just want you to understand something. And I know this because this is how I talk. You don't really go for the jugular. You take the axe and you kind of chop off their whole head. And I know this because that's some stuff I would do. Like, I just like, okay, well, you know, you said this. Okay, well, your mama's a hoe and this.
You can't say that.
Yeah, but
And-
I ain't got time for the going back and forth. I just want to end it. You know, I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, she want to decapitate them. That's not going. Decapitation is not going for the juggler. It's a
I
difference.
mean, you go for the
Like,
jugular,
get it,
you keep
yeah,
trying.
right.
You just keep going. So it's the same thing.
You
But I
know,
mean, folks, the politics is just mind numbing right now.
it is.
How folks are so dug in with an opinion that and don't want to change it. They're so dug in and don't want to listen to any type of reason, any type of facts or anything. And you know the whole situation with this hockey situation, like I said, it's now it's getting into sports, which we try not to let happen. But you have in NHL, you have a high number of Russian players in America, so eventually somebody's going to make it something. Let's think about it. I wasn't expecting this dickhead to say what he said, but to me, it's just I don't get it, man. I don't.
I mean, yeah. Well, you look at the age we're in now. So we live in an age of social media. We live in an age where people. And here's the
Their
thing.
butt hurt.
Their butt hurt, and they value their opinion, and they want to make it seem like it's fact, and so they'll say things to get a rally behind them. So if he says this and he can get people to agree with him, and they'll rally behind him, and you know, call this dude chicken shit hashtag. You know, it makes them feel powerful because some people have never had power.
Yeah, it makes them feel validated.
Yeah.
If someone agrees, it doesn't matter if it's everyone, just like a couple people.
All I know is you come for my man, come for you. Don't be fucking with Obi, dog. He ain't done nothing to nobody.
And you got the finger out and everything.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
man, you don't come for my man.
one thing a lot of people don't understand is that there are a lot of people who are in Russia right now that do not agree with the way Putin is running the country. If you look at when he came into office and the things that he was saying, the promises he was making, and you look at how he's behaving now, it's completely different.
He's a gang. He's the ex-head of the KGB.
Yeah.
He's a gangster. People that speak out against him have mysterious things happen within like 48 hours after speaking out against him. I've seen footage of somebody getting killed and walking across a bridge with his girlfriend right in front of him. Snowplow pull up the side, rolls off. The dude hit the ground. They roll out before the girlfriend even know the dude dead. But
What the hell do you be watching?
Man, I be on some different. I told you when I was into politics, I was going when Trump was in office. I was digging in politics because this whole Russian thing. I'm looking at it. You got to take a step back and look at the big picture. It all started. Well, I'm not gonna say all started, but when Trump got into office, he withdrew the sanctions that Obama had put on Putin after the Crimea, which includes, and I've said this, and I don't understand why this isn't made a bigger deal. They found $500 billion worth of oil in the Siberian shale field, and that's what the sanctions are preventing anybody going in there to drill. So Putin cannot get that money. Putin is a fucking gangster. He cares about his money, and that's it. That's why he's been in office, because anybody that opposes him, he kills him or get him to run the fuck out of town.
Well, he earned the trust of the people, and then they changed the law. He can be president longer.
For life.
Yeah.
So
That wasn't
he's pretty much a dictator.
When he came into office, it wasn't that way. So he gained the trust of the people. Like I said, he came in, he was off some old peace.
But you gotta remember that was after the Gorbachev and all that
Right,
shit that
but
failed.
that's what I'm saying. That's the whole reason he's been playing people all this time. Just like he was trying to play everyone recently. He was talking about oh, well, we're not going to invade Ukraine. We're just doing military
It's a
exercises.
peacekeeping mission.
It
Yeah,
was
they
a
said it.
peacekeeping. Then he said,
stretching our
we're
legs.
checking on their safety. We're not invading them. We're checking.
I felt like he was watching the movie 300.
I felt
Let me
like
take my soldier and just walk over
it
here
was-
real quick.
It was definitely a slap in the face to the other world leaders. And I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, you kind of have to chuckle at the audacity of this man. Like, he's really bold.
He's gangster.
It's like, I'm not, what are you talking about? I'm not planning to invade them. We're doing military exercises.
Sometimes he's like, it's payday. Right
He's
now.
like, yeah, we got these.
Because
Well,
like,
it's just
it was
like,
like 24 hours, right? It went from it's a
Yep.
peacekeeping mission and we're going to check on their
And then
safety
he
too.
goes-
If anybody jump in,
And then he goes in.
Like, yeah.
And then they got tanks in the street. They fighting, trying to take over stuff. He said, we're checking on their safety. And now, as of like today or yesterday, he was being the victim. He said
Yeah, I saw something about they were actually trying to
they're
have peace
being
talks.
aggressive against our
Yeah,
country.
they going old school. They doing Molotov cocktails. Then I don't know if you heard about the ghost of Kiev, the one fighter pilot that went up and killed 6 Russian fighter pilots. Yeah, that motherfucker like, not today, motherfuckers. You ain't coming to my backyard. So it's
Your voice be tripping, CP3.
it's going to be interesting because this situation is going to affect a lot of them. You see the gas prices going up,
Yep.
car prices going
Let me
up.
tell y'all something. I had to pay $4.19 a gallon.
That's that premium.
Yeah, same.
Damn, y'all
$4.19 a gallon.
y'all niggas better start buying electric scooters.
I was like,
I'm gonna get a horse, man. You go $4.95 on a horse.
Man, some niggas in Clinton got a horse. You got a horse farmer, man. Got
Yeah.
whatever.
But then buying feed for the horse is gonna be expensive.
Gonna be the same.
it's cheaper.
It's
You
cheaper
right
feed,
now, it's
For
cheaper.
motherfucking oats and hay.
Right.
Make that work.
Yeah, this is.
I don't get the
terrible.
gas thing though. They like, okay, Russia has 10% of the world's supply of gas, but that leaves 90%. So how is the price
So-
going up
We
so
gonna trickle
crazy?
down
Am I
because,
missing
man-
It
like what I'm
trickled
missing?
because a lot of people are. What's going on is when we're talking about the financial sanctions, they block Russia out of SWIFT, which is a major thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
they
know about
can't.
the Swift,
They
man.
literally
The
can't
financial system.
do any type of financial transactions with
Right.
anyone else in the world at this
Yeah.
point. So, well, unless it's like China, but that's
China,
another story we didn't talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
earlier.
right.
But on top of that, the UE relies on Russia for gas. They said they joined in to do the sanctions, but they said they're trying to limit the amount of natural resources they're going over to Russia for. So that means that all of the UE has to now go to what everybody else is using. So, it's classic supply and demand. They raise the price because
Yeah.
And they got more
Really
demand,
right,
yeah.
Don't you? Let's go up.
Yeah, so if it's going to affect over there, it's going to find a way to affect over here. It's
right,
a
because we're
global-
all now pretty much the 90% that you're talking about. The UE is tapping into that, and other places are now starting to tap into that same source. So that 90%, yeah, it seems like a lot, but when you have everybody going to that 90%, the people who used to go to the 10%, they're not going there anymore. So it's bad, but and real talk, 10% of the world's oil is a lot. That's a lot.
I still feel like they just use any reason to raise the price of the gas.
I mean, the gas prices were already wasn't that low.
Yeah.
Everything is going up
So-
because the whole COVID situation, the whole microchip situation, the whole truck driver situation.
Everything
is leading into it.
Yeah.
because
Blizzard and
It's
dog
supply and demand.
sneeze.
It's supply and demand. You know, we're in the capital.
So,
We're in the capital of the state, man. Everything affects the bottom line.
Finance, yeah.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, it's going to affect something. It's like the price is going up.
So we about to go on a video break real quick.
Alright.
That's because for those that know, that's code word means I'm about to get some alcohol.
Well, he-
That's what that really means. So, at least I'm honest about it.
Because I can do that.
No, we don't want it. Return
Yo.
to sender.
Shout out to Renegade. This is his joint, his latest one. Get up. Unless you're crippled, then sit down. You know I ain't got no video for that.
We got to get off for that.
That's what you get
That goes good with alcohol.
Nope.
She said, nope.
Wait, what goes good with alcohol?
Sweet potato pie. Water. That's 5-1. Everything goes good with alcohol. 5-1.
I can see if you spoke of a specific alcohol or something. That would make
Well, I mean,
sense.
since you cut me and I guess I won't come over there. I won't let you be the only one
Wait,
who
you
gets the
said
sweet
you
potato
cut
pie.
him?
No, cutting the sweet potato pie.
Oh,
Just cutting the
I
pie. I
see
don't
y'all
know what
watching you say cut
the
around.
violence I see. She
watch
perks
her
up like,
say
no,
cut around.
I was
You know, when women come in, it's always girl power with Lady Antoinette. So, and they talk about getting cut.
Start bringing my
got
stab in.
excited.
Why would you need to stab us? What happened?
My stab.
Who's gonna stab?
I don't know. That's safe and sorry.
Right. Rather have it than not have it.
Sound like that's what I know. The only time people say that it's on one thing. What you about to do?
My stab been. I ain't been in jail in a long time. I ain't doing that. Yeah, they got stab been.
Some people. When you smashing all people's best friends and enemies and sisters and stuff like that, you might need to stab them.
I'm never been a gay man.
Working.
You still talk to him?
Yeah, you gotta go visit them when you say.
I know. I gotta get down there.
Hey, you still
Nah, man. I ain't that.
Yeah, I know they wasn't doing nothing for a while, right? 'Cause of the whole-
Yeah, I'm supposed to be
They,
there.
them niggas charged me to get in there. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, them niggas charged me to get in there now, bro.
I ain't even know, like,
Yeah. I'm
but
excited.
anyway, one of my boys at work was like, man, you been, saying that? I'm like, man, I didn't even know this place was back open after.
Oh yeah, my man redid the
They've
joint.
been open for a minute.
Yeah, he redid the joint, but then something happened now, and he ended up resigning after he finally got the smoke.
You know we got plates today.
Oh. Just go and get a little,
He said he didn't want to waste the plate.
yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be gone so right.
He was being nice.
This is sweet potato pie. It's not-
Long story short, he redoing the shark bar now. Down in Waldo.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I heard that joint got good food, but they had a fucked up environment.
That lemon.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, lemon ain't too good.
That's why I went to the sweet street.
It is tart.
And what's crazy is I like lemon drops, the drink, but this is a bit much. Wait, what happened? Is it frozen?
That's that small.
It's plastic knife.
Oh.
I mean, you can use a real knife.
I don't know where they are. That's
I got a blade, but it ain't for that.
Something different.
Why you look at me like
Wipe the
that?
blood off of it.
I usually let you borrow the blade. Don't act like that. What that mean?
Too late now, I'm not to walk in.
I ain't never been too drunk that I
See,
stabbed somebody I didn't mean to stab.
And still got the
I ain't never been that drunk.
Exactly, you might mean to stab me. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, like, fuck that. That's the last time you called me red.
So if that's the case, if that's your fear, why didn't you call me red then? Like, if you think I'ma stab you because you call me red, then why you keep
Trying to get a settlement, you gotta be insurance. I want $120,000. We can sell out a cup for $12 and some broke.
No, thank you. Wait, you talking about that insurance I got for that on?
I ain't getting shot for that.
Now you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
No, I thought I told you about that.
Well, oh yeah, you did talk about it.
Yeah, you need to get that.
Luckily, I haven't had to pull my pistol off for no reason.
But even still, I'm trying to tell you that insurance covers if you shoot somebody, if you stab somebody, or if you beat them up real bad. They got you. They got lawyers and everything. You need that. I feel like you might have some issues. Oh, this your song, ain't it? I see you nod your head. You said get that bag, ho.
Who is that?
It's just a moment.
Yeah, the tea is is not the right kind of sweet. Why I got a spice in it?
It's like the Arizona sweet tea.
But it has a spice in
Yeah,
it.
that was the lot.
The vodka ain't like that on this one. But I'm saying it don't have that same spice in behind.
Oh, you the lazy one. You better get up off your ass and take some bag, yo. I'm talking cash flow.
Even one by one face all gold though.
That was a gift to him.
The funny thing is, I drank something when they was nasty. They was like, "Oh, your face up on you don't like it." I was like, "No." It's like, "You gonna finish it?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
I mean, yeah, you gonna finish. I finished the little lemon that I poured, but it wasn't good.
You know, like,
Oh, it was cold? Oh, let me go ahead and get me a little piece of that.
You prefer cold pie?
Yeah. I don't know why. It's so weird, but I have to
I
keep
eat
it.
cold pie. I don't really want to.
No, I keep it in the fridge and I give me a piece of cold pie.
Oh my God. You got soy ice cream.
It's like a gummy.
Oh, y'all bought ice cream too?
No, you said it was the devil.
I love the knife on it. Everything the devil.
Mama said it's the devil.
Right. That foosball.
They can drop on the pole and shit. I feel like I'm being profiled again. I'm a changed man. See, you know what?
There's nothing wrong with supporting young single mothers and college students.
Think about it. You think that, but they not gonna.
Oh no, some of them is just
You gonna ask me every time. I tell you every time they beat.
I had a little too much to eat and drink today.
You leave me.
It's come on now. Why would you say I'm gonna get one piece?
My cornbread.
Shut up. I did
Your
apparently.
favorite day is cornbread.
It did.
Yeah.
And then look, I asked him after that. Every time after that,
Talk about how good it was. I ain't no bad. That was good.
I was like-
I bet it was.
do you want the cornbread?
I have to take a bite out of it.
No, because that day you didn't say nothing until after I ate it. But I'm talking about after that.
You cut me deep, dog. You cut me deep.
I ain't cut you deep now. Let's be real. I didn't cut you at all.
Ain't no cornbread, dog.
If I was gonna cut you, you would know.
He was a man would have been in here testing. He's been in here resting.
Cornbread now? I mean,
You didn't say a word. But I'm just saying. I came up here with one piece of cornbread. How am I supposed to know what I
No,
want
you
first?
clearly explained. You asked everybody did they already
I was
eat.
like, y'all ate?
Yeah.
You ain't speak up.
So I can see both sides of the story, but still.
Ain't no but
You ain't
still.
eating the cornbread.
Nah. You
You
trying to
ain't
take
eating
a side
One
just
piece of
cause.
cornbread, you gonna leave that cornbread alone. Ain't the niggas cornbread.
That's a
They
violation.
call the rule. Like you don't take the big piece of chicken. You don't take the big piece of chicken.
That's why I asked y'all. And look, I was like, oh, they left me a piece of cornbread.
Right.
Like Debo, that's all cornbread now.
Right. It's community cornbread.
That's all cornbread now.
I thought y'all had left me a piece of
We
cornbread.
just keep it in my belly for now.
I said, y'all eat. You was supposed to say. Oh, I ain't
I
had no
said, yeah, but don't
cornbread.
touch my cornbread. That's what I should have said.
You gotta be cornbread specific.
Yeah, see, black people.
See. CP3. All right, CP3.
What?
We know what you was watching on that last video, huh?
Cheeks.
That was Alana D from out Chicago. We played some of her songs before. Yeah. So she grinding, doing her thing, you know. The thing is, what I do is, if I see an independent artist, they drop a new video or they got music on Spotify, we add it to the playlist, and we, you know, I'll take the video and I'll you know, play it. And I do that without them asking, because real support is, you know, you when you really support people, you shouldn't have to. I don't really have to be like, oh, I played your video, now you owe me a favor and stuff like that.
But pretty soon, motherfuckers, we gonna start charging y'all bitches for shit
Well,
free.
So let's transition into that topic right quick. So yesterday I went to my cousin's spot, Queen's Mother's, and he wasn't there. So normally I go to Queen's Mother's. My cousin usually comes to the mill. I take pictures for him, whatever, and it's not a big deal. He wasn't there. I still wanted to eat, so I went and copped the meal. He called me. He was like, I'm on my way. He's like, did you order already? I said, all right, order. Don't worry about it. We good. Real support is, like, I don't mind paying for the meal. Like, that's real support. So, and I say this to a lot of people who claim they support indie artists or indie designers. Asking an independent artist or indie designer, yo, can I get this for free? Can I get a free hat, CP3? Lady Antoinette, I see you doing something. Can I get this for... Like, that's not support. That's asking for shit for free. And I put my money where my mouth is. Like even with Eric Kuza, I've bought stuff from Assad and them, you know, like my sweatsuit that I have on, like, you know, I paid the price for it. I didn't ask for a discount. You know, now if he charged me less, that's on him, but
Right.
I'm willing to pay because that's what real support is. And a lot of people tend not to notice that or forget that. I once had a guy, he was like, yeah, I support Renegade. I was like, for real? And then every time we had a show, he was like, well, can I get a free ticket? Then he was like, well, can I get a ticket for half price? Or can I get 2 for 1?
2 for 1.
I don't know what that is.
So, and then I had to tell him. But then I had to tell him, like, dog, that's not support.
Nope.
Coming to me, and you know, and Renegade does. He took all the equipment. He runs, and he got a booth. He built a studio. It's all good. There's so many people that come in, and they're like, oh yeah, you got all this stuff, and the first thing they ask for is, can I get a discount? Well, you know what? You charging $25 an hour, or you actually charging $40 an hour. They're like, well, then can I do it for $20? But then you can't go to Mideast and ask them niggas for a discount. They gonna give you none.
Yeah.
You can't go to you can't go to Q Studio. You can't go to any big studio and ask them for a discount. They're gonna be like, yo, get the fuck out of here. The
And
price
same
is the
goes
price.
for clothing. You're not gonna go
Same
into a
goes with
high.
cars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, talking about discounts, man, folks. And this is kind of funny to me, because I talk to customers and some of them like, you know, the market is screwed up and there's a markup on all the cars. I understand it. But then my question is, when you go to the Gucci store and you see those $500 jeans,
Exactly what I was
you
just
don't
saying.
go
They're
in
not
there
going
and say, can I get those for $400?
Nope.
You pay the price because you know the so-called value of that bullshit. Same thing goes with cars. You know, the value right now is more for a new car. Unfortunately, the market is up. You want to just kind of understand that. I want to hit the lottery and not have to work no more. Shit just might not happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want what you want, you got to pay for it.
Right.
It's sad that people, you know, try to barter, beg, and plead. And like you say, especially with, you know, independent business owners like we are. I get, like you say, people all try, hey, man, you know, I know they had 30, let me get it for 25. Nigga, do you know I have overhead? Do you understand this is a business? I don't survive by giving niggas hookup. I
I
survive
feel like
by
they
paying
think
for
that you
it.
making it yourself and pressing it. and you spent $2 to make it, and so you just
I
gonna
wish.
charge 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even
But
if
I-
that's the case, they be like, "Oh, you just trying to make
Yeah,
money."
you
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do.
That's
Make
me
money.
being a
That's the
businessman,
plan.
motherfucker. That's
But
what I
I-
understand, man.
At the end of the day, it's I feel like it's insulting because, like you said, you go to these places and you know their value, so you're gonna pay whatever it is that they have, whatever they show. You're gonna pay the sticker price. You're gonna pay what's on the tag, the price tag. You're gonna pay that.
Yeah.
No questions asked. You're not in a store trying to bargain with them. So it's insulting if your friend starts a business and you try to bargain with them. Now, to be very honest with you, you may not be able to afford your friend's product. That's true. If you can't afford it, just like anybody else, don't purchase it. But if you're my friend, tell other people about it. That's helpful too.
But here's the thing.
Support is support.
But here's the thing too about that. When we talk about that is, if you rocking Louis, you rocking Gucci, but then when I come to my party, you tell me my shit too high. Nah, is it too high or I'm just too black?
I ain't said too high. No. What I mean is you
can't.
don't have the money at that
Moment? Yeah.
to help your friend out. I ain't talking about that because that goes again with value.
Yes.
If first of all, if you knew these name brands and the quality that goes into it, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff on the market that is half the price, the same quality,
Yeah.
or more than half, depending on the situation. There are some things that are popular, like ladies like their handbags, right?
Yeah.
You can get a handbag for $500. What you gonna do when that thing fall apart? But the one you got from Target, you've been rocking with for years, and that ain't fell apart. You see what I'm saying?
Real talk. My grandmother had a handbag that literally, I think she had my mother had when she was a kid. Like, it got to the point that I bought her a new handbag, and she still ain't. She's, but she rocked that joint for years.
So, for me, I look for deals. I don't ask for them. I don't bargain with people.
Yeah.
If you have a sale, oh, I'm there. If there's a coupon, I'm there. I don't have no shame. I like expensive things, but I also enjoy paying less for them.
Yeah.
But I don't go to these establishments or these places. Like when we were at,
Invicta,
yeah,
and we spent
$1,000
in one day.
I asked
Over
them,
1,000.
hey, what other deals do you have? Because that's what I want to know. That
True.
I might be inclined to buy more if you have a good deal.
Look,
I mean, I was helping. I was telling y'all that they sent it to me, so I sent it to y'all.
they said to you because you bought the most that day.
It's been a couple of rough
It's been a couple of rough months when I can't go back and do that again right now.
I'm
I
just
want
saying,
to.
just in case y'all wanted to know,
Now-
I was letting y'all know that
Now-
you buy 2, you get 4. That's amazing.
I mean,
That's
really,
how they
really,
got us last time.
but really, if we split it between the three of us, we can really work that out.
That's what we did between me and her. We both got 3 watches that day. We paid for 1 and got 2 free.
There was
Bracelets.
God was talking to me yesterday because I wound up in Pentagon City and I walked by Invicta and that joint was closed.
I got mine. When you said that, I would look down at my watch.
Cause
I got mine.
That's why I pulled mine
Whatever.
up.
I ain't gonna lie, I was this close. I know if I would have walked in there, I was gonna walk out with something.
That's why when she said that, I was like, I can't.
Yeah, right, that was- He didn't even say thank you. I was trying to let y'all know it was a
I
good
didn't even want to
deal.
click the link because I know I'd been like, damn, that joint.
I
Oh.
was like the devil. I felt like the water boy. It's the
I'm
devil.
gonna be real with you though. Had we gone in there, and everything was regular price, I wouldn't have spent nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a person that if I see a good deal, because I do know the quality.
That was a fun ass day though.
If I see a good deal, I just might partake in it. You know.
That That was a Liquor and Watch's birthday. That joint was fun as shit.
Yeah, that was we did 2 motherfucking bars.
Yeah, because when Renegade came, he got a watch too. He got 2 watches too.
We was going to get 1 watch. We ended up buying like 7.
And it was my fault that we went in there.
We was actually not even going to get the watch because I actually had got the watch fixed first. And
No, but remember, I was like, oh, what they?
oh yeah, you were getting the watch for your father.
Yeah, and I was like,
That's what I said.
hey.
I know I used to have a watch collection, right, and I had to sell it, right. So, you know, I'm not really, too keen about having money and going into a watch store. And that motherfucker said 2 for 4, buy 2 get 4. Nigga, what? Nigga, who? Hold up, you trying to tell me I can pay for 2 watches
And you get 4. That's a good
and
deal.
get 4 free?
Come on now.
I mean, him and Lady Antoinette was battling over a watch. I think he bought the watch that she wanted.
That's okay, because I got it.
Ooh.
The female version.
That's just like my cousins, man. You put it, you look at it, you test drive it,
I
and
didn't
you,
see it
and you
at
say
all.
you don't want it. I
No,
put the keys back in the
I
box.
never even saw
Somebody else
it.
getting
As
it,
soon
test
as
drive
I
and
saw
buy
it, I said, oh, I like that when they were pulling it out. I was
I
like,
gave
hey.
her first draw. I gave her first
I
draw.
was like,
She
hey,
put
where's
it
that
back.
going? I
Once she put it
I
back.
never saw the watch. I didn't put nothing back.
I gave you first dibs. I said you pick first,
Right.
and then
I
you
didn't
grab
see it.
yours,
But as
and
soon
then
I was
went
like,
and got mine.
I said, hey, I like that one. And it was as I'm pointing to it, it's coming out of the case. I was like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, I want that watch. Where's it going?
I'm
But-
just saying,
On the way home, it was like, CP3 got my watch. Like she's.
I talked trash so long. And then when I got this one, I was like, mine's better.
Man, that rose gold go nice, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
see, mine's is rose gold.
I know, it's not. I don't got the full rose gold one on, 'cause that's another one.
I swear it's always a contest.
You
It's
don't
always.
have an all white one. I have an all
Ooh.
white.
Oh, let me put a matching chain and bracelet out now.
Oh, don't play.
Don't make me get funky.
Because like I said, I have a all white
DLC, baby, it's
and
funk.
gold.
So,
Promote me.
before I even get to this other story, I had to think about it. Snooty Wild, who did the song Yayo, he passed away. He was shot in the neck on Friday in Houston. And he was identified. And then someone uploaded to his Instagram account that, that was him. And he is no longer with us. So I get really, really, really sad and tired of. I swear, like 2021, it was like this rapper died, this rapper died, this
Yes.
rapper died,
Every week.
and there's so many, like from gun violence and a change really needs to come.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like we have it on both sides. We have, people complain about police brutality, and we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
But we have our own taking lives.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Because apparently it was some type of beef or whatever.
That's all it is.
He was shot in the neck. The SUV crashed, and he wound up dying.
Yeah. It's sad. It is. It's really sad. And
He was only 36. I swear, black men are the most endangered species on earth.
And it's at the hands of so many different people.
Yeah, including our own.
You about to say something? Because I hear you huffing and puffing.
You huffing and puffing, you shaking your head like you about to have an incredible Hulk moment.
Because you, like you said, we talk about this almost week in and week out. And I mean, the sad thing is, like you said, like somebody said, I don't know about these rappers until they get killed.
Yeah.
And just the fact that someone's life is taken away, they don't take the time to think about the trickle-down effect of what that does to not only the victim, to his family, to your family when you get caught and go to jail, and all over, like you say, something stupid over some beef over something that was probably not even worth it. And I mean, just the fact that someone is willing to pull the trigger to take someone's life over something stupid, and then after they get caught and locked up, they realize how dumb that was to do and how they should have thought about it and made a different choice.
And they be quote crying.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't understand how folks don't take that 20-second time out to evaluate things. Because I always say emotion will fuck you every time. Because emotion will make you do some crazy dumb shit.
It will.
We all get emotional, but you have to have some logic to your thought process of what you're doing.
Right.
Because we can all be caught up in the moment, but you don't live in that moment.
Yep.
You have to live the rest of your life. And until we can learn to take a step back, stop taking shit so fucking personal, and honestly stop being a bunch of bitches. I don't understand, because I don't understand how soft folks are nowadays that they get offended at what someone says or that they don't agree with them.
Yep.
When we came up, it was as long as they don't put their hands on you, fuck it.
That's what it is, though. He said when we came up, like, we learned, we were taught how to deal with conflict, how to deal with issues and things. And if we weren't taught directly, we learned, in different ways. But it's none of that now.
Yeah, motherfuckers is soft. They want to be coddled. They get participation awards when they're supposed to get something for just showing up.
That's the
That's
generation.
what started this whole
thugs
thing.
now. So they
Not when you got a little baby trophy because you was part of the
Because you
T-ball
showed
league,
up.
and the only reason why you was on the team is because they had to let everybody on the
Yeah,
team.
you went 0 for 13 and got hit 3 times, but you got a fucking trophy. Like, nah, motherfucker,
So-
you ain't shit.
I want to speak on something that you just said before you go to our next topic. Is people don't understand the consequences. I know what it was like to be 16 and see my mother cry herself to sleep because my brother got locked up every night. I know what it was like when the police knocked on the door and they locked up my brother, and my mom was like crying, and I had to kick my grandmother out and go to the store and get food and feed my nephew and my sister. I know how it affected my family for 12 years of sending money, and I paid $1,000 phone bill. When my grandmother died, she left us money. I paid $1,000 phone bill for collect calls. That was back before, they do the phone plans and stuff now. But I've lived through those things. And people don't understand like the strain it puts on your family. I know when my brother got locked up again before he came home this time, like I know how it affected my niece.
Yeah.
I know how it affected my nephew.
Yeah.
I know how much pain my niece was in. She was a daddy's girl.
Right.
And not having her father there. Like I can be a good uncle, but I can't replace that.
Nope. You're right.
And people don't think about that when they make some of these decisions. My brother missed 6 years out of his daughter's life. Like she's a 16-year-old now. That's a whole nother person.
Yeah.
That's from daddy girl to I don't want to be around you right now.
And that's that's for teenagers, but yeah, he missed it.
But I know how that affects the family. I know that I was job hopping and shit. Not even I left a job paying almost $50,000 because they pissed me off, and I was at a job paying half of that, struggling to pay bills, and still paying for my brother's cell phone. My roommate left me in debt. My electricity got cut off. I remember sitting in a subway using their Wi-Fi so I can send out these letters and text these people so they can try to send me letters to lessen the amount of time for character stuff. I sat in a subway for like 2 to 3 hours doing that, and I had no electricity at home. And I remember going through all that stuff.
Yeah.
And waking up, finally going home to a house with no electricity, waking up to the sunset and being back on my grind to do it. And people don't realize how this affects your family.
Yeah.
My brother's calling me. He's like, "Yo, did you get the letters?" I can't tell him my electricity's off. He wants to know about the letters. I gotta send letters to a lawyer who I ain't never met, and I gotta find a way to make it happen. And then I can't bring it to my mother because my mother's in pain. Can't bring it to my niece because my niece is in pain. Can't bring it to my nephew because my nephew's in pain. People don't realize what it does to your family and what it does to you.
Yeah.
The only person I could have talked to, he locked up.
Yep. Indeed.
And I gotta be the glue to keep this family together.
Yeah. It's definitely a sacrifice for all involved. And it's on, in these situations, it's on both ends.
Yeah.
Not only did you take someone's father, son, brother, best friend, husband, whatever, but you also removed yourself from your family's lives. So
Exactly.
two families are mourning at that point. And you have to understand that. You know, when you take another man's life, you taking from yourself, you taking your life too.
Definitely.
But it's shocking how the value of life has just gone down.
It is.
Like, y'all be joking about me stabbing people. I ain't never stabbed nobody to death. 'Cause I ain't trying to kill you.
I love the wordplay.
Yeah, let's put that little caveat to death. I've never stabbed anyone to
I ain't
death.
stabbed nobody to death.
It means they survived.
They lived, they
That you
survived the
know
fact.
of.
Out of all the hundreds of people you stabbed, none of them
I'm just being
There's a
real.
lot of places in Maryland where you can make things disappear. So I've
Let
heard.
me, yeah, so you heard.
I've heard.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So I've heard.
At the end of the day,
Yeah,
fighting somebody or, you know, and even in fights though, I can understand when somebody, if you're fighting someone and someone loses their life, you know, at the same time, even the courts understand that a lot of times that's accidental, but you have to be careful with that too. All jokes aside, you do have to be careful when you decide you're going to get physical with someone in any capacity as a result of your emotion, as CP3 was speaking of. You know, don't let your emotion take over and get you in a situation where you die.
Sometimes
What
it's
you
not
need.
avoidable.
Sometimes it is, I understand that, but
I've been in
that
that
ain't what we
situation.
talking about right now.
Shout out to Cools. He actually sent us another track.
What's up, Cools?
Look at he perked up.
Cuz Cools, man, no, that's my dude, man. That's my
So
dude.
Cools, I'm gonna play your track, but not at this moment.
That's my dude.
But I do want to recognize that you got. But we got some topics we gotta get to, and then we'll actually review your music again.
Yeah, I got it. Didn't he have a video? I got it download.
I gotta get the video.
Yeah, because I play that on my show also, so definitely gotta check it out. Cool, yeah, we definitely gotta put some work in, dog. You got some talent, some skill.
So definitely salute to Cools. Okay, so the internet is full of just crazy ass stories. So meth disguised as onions was seized at San Diego border crossing.
I'm sorry, what?
Meth
Disguised as onion?
as
I
onions.
thought at first he said meth, and I was like, wait, no, that ain't what he said.
No,
Meth,
crystal meth.
Mhm.
crystal meth was disguised as onions. Like,
Yes.
You're speaking of
Like
produce.
onions. Yes. It was 1,197 packs of methamphetamines mixed with onions in stacks. So they mixed it in to try to make it look like real onions.
Yeah, onions is
You
smart for
say
the dog
good.
to
Shut up.
ensnare
Talk about
first.
different transport methods, man. Try to
Well,
buzz it in.
clearly this one ain't work.
I mean, smugglers aren't the smartest motherfuckers in the world.
It's mixing with
Whoa, time out. I digress because if you're smuggling, you need to be smart, don't you?
Well, like I said, some of them aren't the smartest motherfuckers.
Okay,
That's
some
why
of them,
we-
yeah.
That's
You
why
got
we
some
hear
that's-
of these stories because, come on.
Yeah, I know some folks that's, so it's all in the method that you use, but obviously these motherfuckers ain't know what the fuck they was doing. I don't know how you would try to smuggle them with onions. I mean, it does kind of look similar in color if you just glance at it.
Really?
Something you need to tell us?
I watch Law and Order.
Yeah.
I watch Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Speaking of, that's back on.
I know, I watched it.
They
I
bought
watched
the
it yesterday. Did anybody watch it besides you?
I don't watch Law and Order for a specific reason.
I mean, I normally do, but I didn't.
My mom has been watching Law and Order for 20 years.
Me and my dad used
I
to
don't
watch
see the
Law and Order.
problem
We
with
so
that.
watch it till the day.
So let me tell you my mom's favorite shows.
SVU?
Cops, Law and Order, and
It gotta be
I'm gonna go with those two.
SVU.
I'm gonna go with those
Number
two.
one, I'm a group Law and Order as one show because there's like more Law and Order than members of the Wu Tang Clan.
that's true. However, SVU is the best one.
It's this
So- so-
Okay, we got
Law-
criminal intent. What do you
Law and Order is
I
number
like it.
Law and Order is number 3 for her.
Okay.
Really? Number 3?
Yes.
Oh,
So we grew up watching Cops.
of
My
course.
dad loved.
But that, I'm gonna be real with you. It's sad, but it was kind of funny.
It was, and I'd be like, Mom, why are you watching Cops? She's like, I'm just trying to see if I see some of my old friends.
Oh.
After all the stuff that happened though with the police,
took
I
it
can't
off.
watch it now.
No, they took it
Well,
off.
they brought
Yeah.
it back. It's on
They're streaming it now.
it's on a couple of channels actually.
And then-
But it ain't no
But it always just look like police brutality to me now. It's always like because
But
they
it-
run up on
It
people.
used to have me
That shit
laughing
that'd
the
be
way
funny.
they be running.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then
shit
I'd be
that be
like,
funny.
you really thought you was gonna get
Yeah,
away?
he'd
Like,
pull up on he'd pull up on Billy Joe. He'd get out
Right,
the car.
right.
Next thing you know, Billy Joe.
The funny thing is,
The white people don't ever have a
the
shirt
funny
on.
thing is, you know what Cops gave us, right? Cops gave us the term wife beaters. 'Cause that's what we got white beaters. We like, oh, that's motherfucker the white beater.
You got a white beater.
Oh, is that the white beater on?
Anyways,
Before Cops, it was just undershirts.
Right, right.
Then after Cops, it was white beaters.
all I want to know is what were the requirements to be a cameraman? Because them motherfuckers was fast.
Man,
they
they
was-
was,
always
hold on.
kept up with that.
Why was they with the person running, but the police was
Yeah,
waiting?
the police.
He like, come on.
You
he
got
a
the
big
camera equipment, and y'all
Wide
with the suspect and the police back there. I'm
You hear with the
confused.
radio, I need backup. He done got away from it.
And then her favorite was America's Most Wanted.
My dad used to
And I used to be like, what the fuck are you? I was like, Ma, why are you watching this? She was like, yo, if I find an ex-boyfriend,
I'm getting that 25,000.
I was like, that's not cool, Ma.
I'm like that now though. You be watching like Snap, then Forensic Files.
So-
and all these
Yeah.
things.
So then my sisters, I hate Lifetime.
Oh, I don't like that shit.
So my sisters was watching. My mom put them on the Lifetime, and I was like, "That's the Man Hater Network." And then I walk in, I wasn't living there at the time, but I walk in and they having a fucking family event watching Snap. I'm like, turn this shit off. I was like, why? I said, y'all ain't gonna never get no man.
Lifetime is the most violent channel on television.
I was like, this is why y'all gonna be single for the rest of your life because
Kidnap, rape, murder.
I've never liked
Stan.
Lifetime.
this shit is
And I
ridiculous.
remember in
And stay with the
college.
dude after.
Yes. In
We're gonna
college,
make it
my roommate in college used to watch it all the time, and I walk in, I'm like,
Is
for
she
real.
suicidal?
No, she was just into it though, like, just
But
cool, just
For me, that's a red flag.
Exactly. Like, we
If
never
I'm-
be no Lifetime.
If I'm checking the female's dating profile and she said her favorite show was Snap, but we definitely not talking.
She gets tips. She gets-
If her favorite channel on her cable box is Lifetime, I'm leaving. Fuck that.
If her favorite show is Snap, in my mouth, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna trigger you. I'm like,
it's a lot of
So you
these
must
little
call
shows.
security.
Snap.
I'm be like, why your son head so big? He's like a bowling
But
ball.
some of those shows, I don't watch any of them. But some of those shows are kind of funny. Like my parents watched that Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Man, no.
No.
I walked in.
This show's
Imagine me.
this show's
going
about to go downhill.
Imagine me going to my parents' house and they like, oh, look at that. I'm like, wait, what is going on in here?
Let me tell you
I just seen
something.
the one where the lady couldn't stop having the orgasm. You seen that?
Well, first of all, I saw that before that came on the show. That was going viral. Her video was going viral before it hit the show. So I saw that one.
Let me tell you something. If I walked into and my mom was, I'm like, turn that shit
She
off.
called me. I had to do it.
Oh my God.
I'm like, turn that shit off, Mom. You ain't allowed to watch that. I'm gonna treat you how you treated us when we watched Cinemax.
Oh.
Put your hand over your eyes.
We sitting here saying that, and this man over here about to have a whole nervous breakdown.
I got scarred by that show, man.
Sex sent me to the ER.
Yeah, man.
Something really happened?
Man, because they had an incident. I told you I had an incident where a young lady was riding me and she missed, and They had
it was the big.
I don't even want to talk about it because I got a visual memory.
But
and
I
that shit
feel like
gonna fuck-
all people went through that. It's just that that situation
he actually,
was
his
worse.
shit was
I'm gonna tell you like this.
No, we don't want. I don't want to talk. No, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, because the doctor went into the whole.
No, Dave. I got a memory, nigga.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. For a man, like if you ever want to see a man cringe, throw a video of somebody getting hit in the nuts. All dudes is like, ooh.
I don't
Like-
even have one. I'm like,
I'm over here
We
cringing right now.
We feel it.
Feels the pain.
We feel it. Like it make it hard to watch UFC when a nigga get hit in the nuts. You like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that shit's starting.
He's not having no
Every time I see it on I hit the guy button, I see it. It seems that I scroll past like, no.
Oh.
I have a feeling like, no, not again.
So earlier we were talking about the Russia invading Ukraine and stuff. So some bars have pulled Russian vodka.
They go a little far with it, man.
I'm just saying, it's happening in DC though. This is happening in DC. Like I get these. I look for the most obscure shit that I can find. Be like, yo, really?
what are they like giving it away?
No, they put it off their shelves.
Are
You
they
gonna sell
giving
Russian
it away, or
vodka
they
too?
just storing it in the back?
They probably still in the back. They probably drinking it at home, to be honest.
That's all the best rocket. Like,
Hold on. How you going?
Actually, it's not just DC. Liquor stores across the U.S. and Canada have started throwing. They ain't throwing shit.
they lying. Yeah, they ain't
It-
doing it. They
it-
putting it away until
Throwing it away is code words for taking it home and drinking it.
Or putting it in
Um,
the storeroom until
stocks
everything
of-
put it back out.
Of Russian vodka in protest of Vladimir Putin's invasion of the Ukraine.
It's already been sold.
That's
you
what I
dumb
was about to
motherfucker.
say. That's like those people who were burning their Nike thing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sitting there like for real. Y'all ready now?
You know what?
After you done paid
So-
Right, they had to pay for it.
So this is
Or they
about.
would buy a Kaepernick jersey just
So-
to burn it. Like
This was my favorite part of the NWA movie, Straight Outta Compton, when they took the bulldozer and they was running over the CDs and stuff, and they look at Eazy and
He really said that.
he was like,
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what they do with it. They paid for it.
Bought it, but you're right.
He's like, I don't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to steamroll something that you bought,
That's up to
So
you.
God
Yeah.
given-
I still got my money.
yeah, I'm still getting paid.
So that's stupid.
They didn't. If they went in there and stole the CDs, that'd been something different.
They didn't do
they,
it.
they didn't steal it. They just
they didn't
ran over
purchase
it.
them.
If it was the store, well, no, even still. But here's the thing about Ukraine. I do want to share with you guys. So, of course, the people in Ukraine that are not fighting, they just want to leave. They're refugees at this point, trying to get away from the war. They're going to neighboring countries. Unfortunately, on some of the buses, there's a lot of footage, and you guys can search the internet. They're blocking Africans who are in Ukraine from getting onto the buses.
Did not know that.
And in Poland, as they're trying to cross over the border in Poland, they're being stopped. There's video of Poland officers at the border with their guns drawn, pointing at the Africans, telling them, no, you cannot cross, but letting white people go through. There was a video of a very large crowd at the Ukraine and Poland border. So they're at the Polish border trying to cross. Everyone was turned away. So they're just sitting there. They don't have anywhere to go. So they're just sitting there. There was a lady who had like a 2-month-old kid. Trying to feed the kid, they're at the border. What's crazy is that all this is going on, it's like 3 degrees over there. And you got people just sitting there. They can't cross, they can't go home. And all because of the color of their skin. So
That's crazy.
even in the midst of all of this and people are showing their support to Ukraine, yeah, black people are being treated like trash in this time. So
All times, man. They try, people try like racism came from America. Yes, America is a hella racist country, but it's everywhere. Darker people suffer everywhere.
Here's the thing: there were people who came from other countries that came to this country. They decided to get rid of the native people of this country because they were different and they wanted something. They wanted their land. Those same people went over to Africa and captured people. So, although this country was founded on racist ways, the racism clearly started prior to those people coming here.
Yeah.
So it ain't. You can't say racism started in America because it existed before.
It's been around for a long
When you look at biblical times, they speak of these people, and then kind of when we had that conversation about Whoopi, people were enslaving other groups of people way back when. This ain't had nothing to do with us, and it was a racial thing. Now those people weren't. They look very similar to us because we're much darker than both groups of people, but it's a thing. It always has been a thing. It didn't start here.
So I mean,
It's different.
Mm-hmm. And there's one common group of people that has a problem with that.
so we're
Not
going.
to say that it's just Russia. Clearly, it's.
It's white people.
But,
Caucasoids.
Fuck 'em
but
all.
here's the thing.
No.
That's the problem when you say white people.
Because I say I'm not racist.
Because
Yeah, you are.
look at what Whoopi was talking about. She sees two groups of white people for the Holocaust, right?
Yeah.
But technically, they're both white to us, yes, but they are two different groups of people. They have two different backgrounds. So it was a race thing.
I mean, but just because they're labeled it, because the white is the only group that has classifications, European, Anglo-Saxon. We're
That's-
just
that's-
African American.
That's in this country.
Yeah, I understand that.
Right, so
But-
that's why I was saying that was Whoopi's way of thinking
Yeah,
because
I
she
can-
grew up here.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and
but
they all
I mean-
came together here.
they all
Yeah.
came together, but they get the exception or the
Yeah.
whatever connotation that they can actually decide what percentage or what white they are because that's what they dictate. They're making the rules and we're supposed to automatically say, okay, because they say it so, that's what it's so. I got into a heated debate with my Jewish co-host about the race issue of Jewish. Oh, well, when I go on Ancestry.com, it says I'm such and such Jewish. I don't give a fuck what it says. Does it say Jewish on your application to file for a fucking job? No, that isn't for race. That's a religion. There's freedom of religion, so you don't get persecuted for your. You can't have it both fucking ways. That it's a race and it's a fucking religion, where you don't get persecuted for your religion, but it's also a race and you feel persecuted because of the Holocaust. No, that was one motherfucker that had a problem with your religion, and he threw the skin color shit in there, but it was still about fucking religion. Because Christianity is the most violent religion that's been out there.
Well, no.
Even though they claim Muslim
Here's the
is,
thing.
but it's
Jewish-
all bullshit.
Jewish people, first of all, I told y'all that when we talked about this before, there are different races. Just like we're black, right? But black isn't a race. Unfortunately, here in this country,
It is.
white is a race, black is a race. That's not like that all over the country. I mean, all over the world.
Legal terms.
So when we look at Africa, we Americans were told we're trained to think of Africa as one whole. Africa is many different cultures.
It is.
Many different countries. So black in Africa doesn't mean that all of you are from one place. There are different types of black people. There are different types of white people.
I'm sure
You see what I'm saying? So take yourself out of your American thought process. When you go to another country, they're not worried about, whether you're black or white. A lot of these countries worry about where you're from.
What region you're from.
You can be black, and they're like, well, where are you from? When they're asking your nationality, they're not saying, oh, you're African. No, you're not. You're from France. You're French. That's what you are. That's your nationality in other countries. If you're black and you're from France, you're French. Period. we are the only country that these people that founded this country the way that we know it have decided it's white, and then there's everybody else. We're going to give y'all different names. African American is the most ridiculous thing ever. If you sit back and think about it, we're American. That's it.
People ain't
So we were born in America.
We are American. We have African ancestry, but truth be told, a lot of us also have European. Are you going to call me European American?
They don't call it. There's no such thing as an Irish American.
Huh?
There's no such thing as an Irish American. Either you
At
were.
one point, it was. That's the problem. People don't realize that. A long time ago, it was because they looked at the Irish people as beneath them.
So
The Europeans as a whole, they were racist towards each other.
So let's expand on this because I'm glad you brought that up. So basically, and we talk about there's a book. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's called Nigger. It's somewhere up there. Mm-hmm. So it's a book I got. It's a book that I called Nigger, and it expands on the word nigger. Mm-hmm. So basically, when we hear the word nigger, we basically think it's black, but
that's what we were trained to think.
That's what we were trained to think. Mm-hmm. So
that's what I told him. It's not.
You know, there was. If you ever watched the movie Gangs in New York, they say nigger a lot, but it's you are Irish nigger. Mm. You know, I've heard saying nigger. You know, you could be a chink nigger. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying all this not to offend people, but then again, if you do get offended, if you do get offended, if you do get offended, no, I'm gonna sleep good tonight regardless. It's not gonna really change how I really talk. But so that word is associated with, it's categorized with one people, but it was used as a broad term for many of people. Mm-hmm.
But eventually, on
one race.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, the word nigger just means ignorant person. I've been called nigger by white people. I'm like, it's a colorblind word. Like, you're the nigger. If you don't realize that it doesn't, just because I'm black, it doesn't make me a nigger. You're an ignorant motherfucker that don't know shit. So you're.
At the end of the day, negus, negus, is something that I don't have a problem calling all of us that. Then that's royalty. So you can call us that.
I can really give a fuck.
I mean,
it's too close. It's too close.
It's too close. But guess what? Guess which term came first?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? They decided to give a certain power to a word that we have allowed them to do.
To the point where,
and I don't mean we, because that term was way before us.
That's a trigger word that they know they can get somebody.
That was programmed.
What is it? What is it?
If a white man calls you a nigger, guess what? He he's trying to insult you. He wants a reaction out of you, regardless of what that reaction is. If you get violent, that's what you niggers do.
Yeah.
Oh, but no. But if you decide, oh, I'ma just be quiet. Yeah, that's what I thought. So he's trying to impose this power over you by using that word.
Stab people. I don't think
No, but it's
on that ass.
But it's I mean, it's one of those things. It's people will try to use it to trigger you, and they'll use it to manipulate and to show power. Deep Cover is one of my favorite movies. And the question is asked, and when I first heard it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Mm-hmm. But the answer was so great. Do you know the difference between a nigga and a black man? And the answer was the nigga is the one that would answer that would even answer that question. I was like, "Oh shit!" When he first said, I was like, "Yo, I would punch that little white motherfucker in the face," because at the time I was young. So that came out like 92, 93. Yeah. Like, so at the time when I heard it the first time, what the fuck? But as an adult, I understood his answer. I understood, when he said a nigga is the one that would answer that question.
Right. Nobody told him you are what you
Because here's the thing. What you're not going to do is decide that you want to impose your power, what you think is your power over me by this word.
I mean, by getting
I'm not
triggered
entertaining you.
Yeah, you're giving them power over you by getting triggered by it. That's what trips me out when folks, when a white man or white person calls them a nigga, automatically ready to fight. I'm like, dude.
That's what he wants you to do.
So he says one word, you get physical, he calls the police. You're in the wrong, you're going to jail.
Right. The police ain't gonna hear that.
He's
But he
the
called
sunset.
himself.
Yeah, who gives a fuck if what he called you? He didn't put his hands
Sticks
on
and
it.
stones.
So it's like I tell this story all the time in my days at our old occupation. I had a buddy.
What type of occupation was that?
My old legal occupation.
It don't matter. He don't want to know because
So-
you gonna go into a whole. thing.
No, we don't want to hear we don't hear the trigger words.
No, my
Potato
man,
chips are trigger
one
words.
of my best friends to this day, like a brother. He used to fuck with me every day because he knew how to push my buttons. And then one day he put me in something like, you know you're a hard worker, but I know how to push your buttons. Why do you allow me to push your buttons every day just by saying this right here? You're allowing me to trigger. If anybody knows how to push your buttons, they're going to do it just because they want to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you never let a motherfucker see you sweat. You never let them what bothers you or irritates you. You kill them with kindness and sarcasm, and you say shit that goes over their head when you leave them standing looking stupid for 10 minutes trying to figure out.
First of all, CPD, when have you ever killed anybody with kindness?
Never.
I mean, I
I have
tried.
a shotgun named Kindness. So if
That must
anybody,
be.
Exactly.
Man, we ain't talking about that right now.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You bringing up old shit.
I mean, I'm just
trying to
saying
go
because
for
you the one that.
When have you ever?
When I say kill them with kindness, I don't snap on them when they come when they jump out of pocket.
Oh,
Right,
so
right.
you not wilding out on?
Yeah,
them. That's
they're not getting what they
you
deserve.
Do
Right,
you
yeah.
know that's
Or
not
what they want.
necessarily kind.
That is kindness from me because I'm letting it build
That's
up.
your definition.
Because
Okay.
when I unleash what I'm about to do, it's gonna fucking ruin your world.
You know, you just so negative and violent
That's
sometimes.
not negative. That's just letting the motherfucker know that I'm the wrong person to fuck with.
So, are you ready to hear this cool song? Because we need to have a light moment because you just get so dark.
I'm ready to blow up some shit, man.
Before I say this,
But, man,
let me ask this question.
what that is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, if you met a person like a young lady from Ethiopia, right?
Okay. All right.
And you met a woman from Nigeria, what color are they?
It could be different colors.
You would consider them black? What's their race?
Nigeria.
Yeah, Ethiopian or
No,
Nigerian.
they're not black. They don't consider themselves. That's number one. Number two, are there physical differences between the two? From Ethiopia and from Nigeria.
Yeah, everybody has physical differences in everybody.
Okay. So, but a group of people from one place and a group of people from another place can have different physical features. Some that you can identify with, right? Okay. So the white man, they all black.
Yeah. That's,
Right?
that's the point. Put them in a room.
That's
they
what
all
I'm
mix.
saying about the Jewish people as far as the Holocaust is concerned. To us, they all white. But in reality, there are two different groups of people from two different places, and there are differences.
But the major
Well,
difference is they worship different gods.
I
No,
got
no,
it.
no,
Just
no.
because they have a different tint or a
Listen.
different skin color doesn't mean it's a different race. I don't give a fuck how you split the hairs.
No,
The
no.
whole reason
They are
is
literally-
they're not
Wait,
Christians.
They're
Wait,
from
wait,
different.
Jewish.
They're
Wait,
from
wait,
different
wait.
places.
Wait a minute,
Why they call them dirty
They
Jews
were
'cause
from
they
Wait,
different.
killed
Wait a minute,
Jesus.
CPD.
Now, listen.
You said they worship different gods.
Because
Yeah.
they killed Jesus. That's the whole thing with Christianity. Why they hate Jews because they killed
No,
Jesus.
what I'm saying
They're
to
different.
you-
They don't worship Christmas. They don't believe in Christ is born on a December whatever.
Listen.
They have a different mentality.
Jewish, you can look at. There are
They
some
more have a
people-
different mentality than
There
worship
are
different
some
gods.
people who are Jewish, okay, because that is a race. They're from a specific place. So, Jewish people, yes, they all have the same, culture. They have the same. They have a certain culture. They have a certain religion, but they are different people. They have different backgrounds, right? Hitler is not from the same place they were.
He was
They're
halfway
two
there.
different races. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. That yes, it was about them being Jewish. It wasn't just their religion. It was about everything. Because at the same time, when I'm talking to you about people from Ethiopia and people from Nigeria, two different places, they have physical features that are different. They actually have different religions. The whole nine. Because in Nigeria, they might believe in the Orishas. They might be, Yoruba. They might not believe the same things that people in Ethiopia believe in.
But the fun thing about
It's
Ethiopia
like
is
this whole-
the Ethiopian Bible is 500 years older than the King James Bible and has more books.
Right.
And Ethiopia is, I believe, 5
because
years.
of their language. It's their weird language.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
But
I'm
Ethiopia,
trying to point out to you that
it's 5 years
being
behind
Jew-
us too.
Being Jewish is a race.
I get that point of view, but my point of view is the same thing with this whole new gender bullshit. It's still X and Y chromosome. I don't give a fuck what you label yourself. When it comes to science, it's either X or Y. You can label yourself this to make you feel comfortable. You can label yourself that to make you feel comfortable in a new society. But when it comes down to the science, that's what the fuck it is. This whole soft, coddle, offended, I want to feel comfortable in my safe place shit. I don't got time for that shit. It is what it is.
Well,
I identify
Simple.
as a mailbox, so
Exactly. I identify as a millionaire. My bank account is
I
all
wasn't
reflected.
talk- I wasn't
You know what
talking
I'm saying?
I wasn't
Okay.
talking about that.
Let-
Steve.
But it all falls into
let-
the same shit.
but let's
in my mind. Not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying in my mind.
Right.
So
and
let's-
you're
let's let-
doing the same thing them white people doing when they look at.
let's lighten up the mood. Let's lighten up the mood because
I just don't. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about what you look like. It's about what's on the inside. It's about the person that you are. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit no matter what color you are.
CP3, you ready to hear this song or what, nigga?
That's a cool song. Let's go.
Because you amped.
I
Right.
told you I've been on some political shit that I can't get out.
He keep going other places.
I
I'm
know.
like, where you going?
I see
Going
a correlation
everywhere,
age group.
Besides, I need a slice of pie.
I've been holding back my political views for a long time. I feel constipated.
Stop talking about people with their gender. I was
Well,
like,
just the correlation between how we see things and how.
Yeah, just because they perceive it a certain way, I mean that's what it
Say
is.
what?
The mic from the camera's gonna pick y'all up.
Oh, my fault. I'm actually about to roll though, man. I love coming in with y'all. I appreciate that.
Filled with tragedy, into the streets, channel sing.
Glad to meet you.
Murder, 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 and sadness. Outside the precinct, screaming, fuck the police. Marching for peace, with my peace.
trust me, I'm not okay with names. Better with face. Names,
I love that too.
no, I know you.
Right. Hey, you right when you fit to see you. Sometimes I be like, say your name. I like to hear you say your name. Hey, say it.
Like, spell it right. Jay. Okay, I want to go over with the other way.
Right.
Sure.
So how can I believe in you? Is it really telling the truth? When it ain't got proof. Raised for red meat, style, yes, black meat, service. When that red leak for that
Oh man, don't say that.
Yo, no, we didn't get the regular show though. It's all
Taking
good.
moms around.
Mom come first.
Yeah. We get to work though. 'Cause, you know, every time I'm running with for Bill, I'm putting all that in the camera. You say that.
It's all good.
It's like, oh, they work at Fort Bill.
Listen, it's all good. We're gonna, I'm on 20 other skit. I hit you on Wednesday.
CP3. See you guys, bro. We got different words in that. Man, Jamaican, no, I'm playing.
He's a hater.
You
You know, we used to he's just being funny. CP3 got the thug bounce going on.
And that 90s feels all I told you, man. I fucks with Cools, man. I fucks with them.
Yo, Cools. First off, I like the mix.
Yeah.
And whenever you send music, definitely send out the proper mix.
He
Like-
said he ain't gonna send no raw stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that.
So I definitely like the mix. you know, I like that joint. Like, you know, like this and like that, and you know, it's playing with a chorus that we've heard before. So,
Yes.
so you know,
Cool. You got to get down here, dog. I feel like you're my lost long brother, man. You
Oh,
gotta get
Lord.
down. Bro,
I pray you're not
connect-
related to this
I'm just saying I
nigga.
connect to all of the tracks that he's played to.
I
It's
just
like,
need to know his age, cause
you know, yeah, hey, shut up. He said he was in a part of Philly I wasn't in before.
he might have relocated. But go
You
ahead.
know, I ain't got no babies out here. Cut that shit out. I told you.
How do we know,
I told you. I ain't got no babies.
bro? I ain't even sure I ain't got no kids. So I know you can't be sure.
I told you my pull-out game is spectacular. I told you that. Told
Both
you
of y'all.
that.
This is sad.
I'm
This
just
is really
saying.
sad.
I've been all over the world, but I mean,
And
all over the
yeah,
country.
yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to that, man. I was rocking that joint the other day, man. It made
See, you know
The
what?
shiny suit on, dog. I was at home doing Puff Daddy, dog. That shit was wild. But yeah, man.
You know the '90s was wild.
I'm just saying. I ain't had a shiny suit when I was doing the dance. So.
You doing the dance?
I hope you weren't doing that.
LP wasn't doing that.
Doing the Puff.
That look like that ain't the dance,
I
nigga.
was
That's a
doing my own
seizure.
dance,
Well, you got a tip.
I was about to call 911. Don't do that no more.
My back was hurt. But yeah, man, shit is just wild out here, man. It's got a war about to break out, not no more.
So, but you did like it, Lady
just
Antoinette hasn't even talked about.
I'm thinking about
Lady Antoinette hasn't even talked about the music yet. What
I'm
the
just saying
what
that
the
refrain popped
fuck?
back in my head.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
What I'm
I
saying.
need you to be
I
focused.
told you.
on
Did
the topic
I tell you last night it was coming out, man? The politics, I'm aching. I think that
Okay,
in the
but you
GOP
can't-
coming
you
up.
can't be
All right, I'm gonna get back to the
focused.
video. I'm gonna get back to the song. Aside.
Anyway,
Did you
Like I
like the
say,
song?
the song was bomb.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was great.
That's
Thank
all we
you
needed
for
to know.
sharing.
I'm saying, man, this shit is on my mind.
Clearly.
Clearly, but you know, let Lady Antoinette have an opinion too about the
Yeah.
song.
I love the song, just like all the other pieces that you sent to us. I feel like not just the chorus, but the vibe was definitely old school. He's giving me a early '90s vibe. you
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
The sound, and I feel like all of his songs that he's sending to us does have a theme, and I like that.
I like songs that you can visualize.
Yeah, but like I said, it has a theme, you know, and which will probably be great in regards to doing videos and things like that. So that's really good, and I appreciate it because it shows good workmanship. And I know a lot of people don't say that in reference to hip hop, but it to me it's important.
I love when artists can take the criticism and then be like, okay, well, I'm gonna see something better. Okay, I'm gonna see something better than that. I'm gonna see something better, and they don't take it and get butthurt, and they don't take it and be in their feelings. They take it and they say, well, hold on, I got something better, and I'm gonna show you something better. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I really do like about this young man. Is that he was like, yeah, you're right, it was a rough draft, but I got other stuff that wasn't a rough draft, so let me send you that too.
That's what it's all about.
Because once again, we have to put disclaimers on here because there's some people that got ice cream cone feelings, you know. And if you have these soft ass feelings, don't send me your shit because
We're gonna let you know.
you know if it ain't good, I'm gonna tell you when it ain't good.
There's some doo-doo brown. We're gonna tell you it's doo-doo brown.
I had a dude from South Africa send me the worst track I've heard in 15 years.
I know you're not talking about the one I kind of went in on.
Yeah, that shit was
I tried to take the
horrible.
high road, but she just tried to cut his throat. So I was gonna leave it alone.
She didn't have to cut his throat. He should have hung himself off that track. That shit was garbage. The mix was right. The flow was whack. Like there was you know what the best part about that song was?
When it ended.
Yes, the ending.
Can't get jiggy with this shit.
I was like, yes. I was like, yes, I can finally have my 2 minutes or 3 minutes back of my time. Like this shit was
I
terrible.
was really disturbed, y'all.
It was really terrible.
I was
You took it
disturbed.
personal.
I did. I
was
took it
like-
really personal.
He's like, do you know about South African hip hop? Apparently, you don't know about South African hip hop because I've had South
You
African
don't
hip
know
hop,
about hip hop.
and you don't even know how to fucking rhyme. Like that dude was terrible.
That shit was hot garbage.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's my line.
I'm sorry.
Don't steal my line,
I'm
bro.
sorry I had that too.
Don't steal my catchphrases.
You called it hot garbage. You did it this time, so I was like, I need to insert that just to let it know how bad it
Just
was.
to remind
And
you.
I normally don't say it about people's tracks, 'cause I know it's hard to be creative. Sometimes you might not hit the nail on the head.
That shit was hot
But
garbage.
That shit was hot
But
garbage.
I feel like this was kind.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to what I was saying about those girls and at brunch today.
They were hot garbage.
Embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You
Well-
really was talking like you was about to represent your whole country, dude.
That shit was
That's
bad.
what you put it
That
to the
was
side and be
not
like,
a good
But
representation.
once again, that's why I appreciate Coos, because he took the criticism and he was like, "Well, I got more." And
Yeah.
I love an artist to have a catalog too.
Well,
Like I,
truth be told, he was good from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that makes it easy
True.
as well.
but I think like this is that okay. This is an internet radio show. This is a podcast, whatever you want to call it. If we take time to hear your music, it's up to you to be like, well, you know what? You like this? Well, I got another song. It's up to you to make that moment, because we come next week we could be booked for the next 4 weeks where we have guests and
We're not
You-
going to be able to listen.
yeah. So
Or you could be one of those guests.
that's true too.
So there's always.
So, we get booked up pretty fast. The only reason we don't have a guest today because I pushed it back because I wasn't able to promote for the guest this week. But we get booked up pretty fast. We deal with people that have connections from Roanoke to Atlanta. And then we all have connections with artists and entrepreneurs all through DC, the DMV area.
And we
So-
have
All over the
people
place.
up world. Let's
World.
not forget about our friends in New Zealand.
Yes, who send us music all the time.
Don't fuck on me.
What?
Huh?
See, this is what I'm be talking about.
I'm just
This is what I'm talking about right here. You cannot get
What?
it together. What?
why can't I have my fun?
All I heard was don't fuck on me. I was like, huh?
Because they don't understand what we do and the pull and the reach that we have.
Right, but
And
we
they take
sitting
it
here
as
like,
a-
what does that even mean?
Mr.
Like,
Child says, "Don't fuck on me." Come on.
Oh, you talking about from The Hangover.
Yeah, man, I was watching it the other night, man. I'm sorry. I should have kept y'all on. But yeah, they what? They're saying the work that we put in and the connections that we have, we're not just doing this for fun. We're doing it because we have a love and appreciation for it. We're going to give you the real critique of it. Like you say, 151 gives you the engineering side of it, hearing the music, the mix, and all of that. I give you the, is it something that you would ride to, something that you would, could actually see yourself playing when you, riding out or whatever. Lady Antoinette gives you the analytical side of it to see where you're coming from, the music, the patterns, and, what's your motive behind the movement that you're trying to have. So if we're taking the time out to critique your music, man up or woman up and understand that we're telling you this for your own good. That's all I got to say. If you don't like that, fuck you.
see, we almost ended that on a
On a positive note, but then
positive note, but
CP3 just like,
Right.
fuck
No,
it.
I True
put the
CP3
exclamation- I gotta put
fashion.
the exclamation point on it, dog. Come on now.
why are you so
I'm
extra?
trying to tell y'all. I know. How long we been doing this show together?
About almost
Take the high road.
I don't know.
Apparently, it's been too long.
Well, I'm gonna take my high road.
Oh, really? And then he about to choke with a beer.
Exactly.
He couldn't say that with a straight face.
It just came to me.
We'll see. We just told you earlier to go take a nap or something.
Tomorrow's the last day of the month, baby. I'm pumped.
You
Sell
pumped?
some cars,
Okay.
make some money,
Why did you?
do some big things.
Why you sound like that?
I'm excited.
I swear. Wait, I need some holy oil or something for you.
Need some sage.
Yes, I do. And I haven't saged over here in a while.
It's taking over. You be
I need-
slipping.
Right. That needs to be a permanent fixture on this show.
Creep.
Get that together.
Taking over.
Who taking over?
I don't know.
What? I swear you need to go to bed.
What?
What? What is wrong with you? No, get it together. Get it together right now. I need to breathe deeply.
We poking the bear.
What? Who's poking what bear?
I don't know.
You keep on feeding it.
Because something's wrong with you.
You just figured that out.
No, I just like to remind you.
I already know this. You ain't gotta remind me. I already know.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Breathe.
somebody help.
Yeah, I told you already. You need
Come
holy
on,
water.
baby Jesus.
What? Just, what's, did you mix these?
No, I did not. It's the sweet tea, baby.
You can't have no sweet tea. You can't even have regular sweet tea no more. You are banned.
He bought it.
Who?
I don't know.
That was a gift. I didn't buy anything. I bought the lemon shit.
He said he bought it. I said who? I know.
I know I didn't.
You know what?
Oh man.
Yeah, next week I can't forget the sage.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because we need it. Are we going to have an in-house guest?
No. They're calling in.
Good, because we need the sage this brother.
For what?
What you... Didn't you just say you knew something was wrong with you? That's
I don't mean I
why.
need sage.
You said what?
I don't mean I need to be saved.
You do. And it's going to be like the beginning of the month.
I'm not evil.
What?
I'm not evil.
Says who?
Says me.
And
I ain't never hurt nobody that they deserve.
Look, see, shout out to all of the individuals out here in the world. That CP3 hurt.
I did not give you a warning. I did not warn you.
CP3 hurt
It
you.
is not my fault. You didn't
We
take
need to
it.
call if you've been hurt by CP3.
Yeah, you've been heard by CP3.
Oh,
Dial
man,
this now.
Yeah, y'all ain't put the number out in a while.
You know what? Because I didn't feel like putting the number up today,
Good.
but it'll be here next week.
Yeah, ain't nobody called.
They're gonna have a whole class
I
action
told y'all I
lawsuit.
ain't got no kids. Ain't nobody called.
Well, we didn't even say nothing about the kids
Because I know y'all
this
gonna put the
time.
call out.
But this
I
time,
ain't got no baby mamas no.
but this
sure about
time,
that?
we're talking about the people you hurt.
These ain't called. Well, they deserved it. That's what they're not
How
gonna
you
call
figure?
it. Because I gave them the warning. If you keep going down this route, it's not gonna turn out well for you. If they don't take heed to that, that is not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Silk the Shocker,
Uh-huh.
let me ask you this.
What that is.
Who said
Mhm.
that they were wrong? Who said they were wrong?
I did. I mean,
That's unbiased opinion.
I'm just saying, if I tell you, like, look, okay, I'm going to agree to disagree. Let's leave it alone, because if you continue to go down this route, basically you're going to bring out a side of me that you're not prepared for. And if
what
they
are,
don't
what are
take
the
heed,
normal topics about the agreeing to this?
politics most likely, sometimes even sports, some of these dumb motherfuckers try to come at me with sports
And
knowledge.
so you have your opinion and they have theirs, right?
Yeah, but the difference, I back mine up with facts. They back theirs up with opinions. So I'm like, I'm not going to continue to engage in this conversation
So
because there's no need for me to, because I know that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So
you are giving an educated opinion,
yes,
and you feel that their opinion is an uneducated opinion.
they putting shit out their ass.
I said uneducated
I'm
opinion.
translating for my people that's watching my show. They don't understand the PC side of it.
Uneducated opinion.
Are you sure about that?
Sometimes, yeah.
He's not giving nobody credit for nothing.
I'm sorry.
The people that watch it, huh?
Yeah, some of them,
So, you know what? I ain't having this conversation.
I'm
with
just
you
saying,
today.
I feel what you're saying, but some of these folks, you have to break it down to the lowest degree for them. Because they'll try to read between the lines, like, what does that really mean? Like, look, you're stupid. This is what it is. If you can understand it, just stop thinking about it because you're going to hurt yourself. And leave it at that.
That's what you say to people?
Pretty much.
And you don't think that's mean?
No, because after I've tried to educate them
You tried.
and using my big words and my small words, and if it doesn't sink in, then at that point I'm like, look, this is above your pay grade. Maybe you should just stay in your lane and flip them burgers.
I knew it.
and
I
dump them
knew it when he
fries.
said pay grade. I knew it was
See?
coming. We
So-
looked at each other. We both knew it
We
was
knew it was coming. So
I'm just saying.
I
Let's-
need you
let's-
to get your life.
let's talk about Let's talk about some happy shit for a second.
There
Well,
is
yeah,
some.
I don't even know if it's happy
Not in
shit.
your world, it ain't. But in everybody else's world, it's happy stuff.
So,
Some of that shit.
some people have been happy about the new Tyler Perry movie, Medea Homecoming.
No.
Okay, wait. I thought you said we talking happy stuff. You don't like the movie.
I'm about to dog the shit out of this
So
movie.
how is this happy?
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to smile.
Bathroom real quick.
What?
This movie was garbage.
He said garbage.
Hot garbage.
This isn't the first one from what I've heard.
What? That is
There was hot dog.
It was more profanity in this movie than a normal Tyler Perry movie.
It was a lot.
I didn't watch the whole thing, so let me just say that right now.
That's a good thing.
I watched
So-
the whole thing.
So people may be like, "Oh, it may got better," but if you've seen one Tyler Perry movie, it's like watching Final Destination. You've seen them fucking all. Like you already know what's gonna happen at the end.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. There are some surprises to what he normally goes for and goes to.
I just think he just wanted to wear the dress again.
Storyline. Because it was a couple times I was like, oh, didn't see that coming.
I mean, the last one that I actually, the last Tyler Perry movie I actually liked was Falling. Was it Falling from Grace or some shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
Ashtray bitch, like that was the most original line of the movie. Ashtray bitch. After you get caught cheating, and you be like ashtray bitch. Gangster.
Well, this particular one, it was a lot more cursing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like his normal cursing. There was some F-bombs immediately.
I mean, Medea said an F-bomb, and I think Joe said motherfucker a couple of times.
Immediately.
I mean, and that was like, that's all I watched, like the first 30 minutes, and I was like, yo, if I watch this long enough, this shit's like watching the Parkers. I'll be brain dead by in like 30 seconds.
So yeah.
While y'all talk about this, I'm gonna go into my black because
Thanks for
Fuck Tyler
sharing,
Perry.
Sugarfoot.
fuck Tyler Perry.
So
I was trying to talk over him, but he was
it didn't matter.
I'm like, thanks, Sugarfoot, and he's like, he wants to say it again. But so in regards to Dear Tyler, he does have some things that are typical,
Very.
but
If you're a dark skinned black man, you're a villain.
well, no, not necessarily in this.
90% of the time.
Yeah. This one was not that way.
To 10%.
And
Even Falling for Grace, the dark skinned nigga was the villain.
I feel as though I did notice the fact that it was a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I feel like you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
The quality of the movie, the cursing now versus before. He wasn't. Not to that
He was real comfortable with this one.
Yeah. And then I feel like even with the storyline, I feel like honestly it's not saying a whole lot, but it's saying something. I feel like when it comes to the Medea films, this was probably one of the better ones.
I think he should have retired Medea about 15 years ago.
Well, he said he was. When they had the funeral one, he said Medea was done. It was her, last movie. And he said he did not want to keep doing Medea because he didn't want to get old himself while doing Medea.
I mean, he likes that dress.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
It's clearly.
You heard that sigh, right? I know you heard her sigh over there. Okay? Yeah, this is the reason for it, because we knew it was coming now.
He's one step away from backpack.
But I will say that
Backpack?
it was a better. You can keep saying it was a better.
Better backpack?
A better Medea movie.
That ain't saying much.
I just said.
I mean,
Like Medea isn't. The Medea movies aren't known to be the best of the best.
so the only one I've actually made it through that was a Medea movie, I think was Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
She wasn't really.
Oh, I lived that shit.
Of course you did.
No, you didn't, because that nigga was getting beat by that girl,
Yeah.
and he was in a wheelchair. I mean, you probably would have did some of the shit that he did.
Had you got hurt and been in the wheelchair, depending on who you was in a relationship at that time with,
He might have deserved it.
I could see somebody doing that to you.
She's like, and the funniest part of that movie was when when Medea asks her and she was like, and she tells her something, she's like, "Oh, I know you beating that man."
Right.
And she called all. She's like, "What?"
And it's funny you say that because she did reference that movie.
No, for real.
She referenced some of the things she did in that movie, and she was like, "Yeah, I better ask somebody. I did this and this and this." So she referenced some of the things that she did in that movie, which was good.
Okay.
I was shocked that Tyler Perry's character Brian was not
in there.
Yeah, I was shocked, but he's dressed up as himself, but
I mean,
Brian,
it's Medea in men's clothes.
Well, I mean, but there's also Joe. He plays Joe. Who
Medea in old men's clothes.
Medea and then Joe. So that was something. But I mean, real talk, Tyler I feel like he did that for the people. Because a lot of people complained about him saying that he was retiring Medea. They were saying,
why? Because they're idiots.
Well, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not a fan of his work. Okay?
Let me tell you something surprising. Neither am I.
It's not surprising. I'm not a fan of his work, but I respect his hustle.
I respect his hustle.
Oh my God. Tyler has done so much for Black Hollywood in a sense that a lot of people feel like he's like the founder of what is now considered Black Hollywood. Because a lot of people have come to Tyler Perry's movies and plays, and they big time there.
Hey, Jamel Wanslow, why do you have no comment? Cruel Intentions. Why do you? If your DJ name is Cruel Intentions, you should never have no comment.
Well, I'm just saying Tyler Perry Studios. I mean, that speaks volumes right there.
Yo, I admire what he did with his studio.
Yes.
However,
and he's given a lot of people a stage.
Yes.
And so that is what I adore. I'm so.
However, that Boondocks episode.
You know what?
That Boondocks episode is one of the greatest things ever because you couldn't get that one on regular TV. You had to buy the DVD because Tyler Perry.
I think it did come on regular.
No, Tyler Perry blocked that shit. I think it came on maybe once, and then Tyler Perry blocked it.
I think it came on once.
Yeah, they blocked that. That's like the funniest. That's one of the funniest episodes.
Man, that was
you got to denounce Ice Cube.
But I feel like, with Tyler Perry.
Ma Dukes, that's what it was called.
Yeah, they tried to change the name, but we knew who he was talking about. We knew what they were talking about, clearly.
You was a bitch.
That's my shit.
But I feel like with Tyler, I definitely love what he's done and the doors he's opened for many people. The first time I ever saw like a Medea play, I thought it was funny.
A lot of people loved it.
But
I'm just not one of them.
I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was like the best thing ever. I thought it was funny. But after a while, and then some of the jokes, I was like, okay, that's kind of corny. But like his shows and things that he has, I can't.
I mean, Daddy's Little Girl was a good movie.
Okay.
I don't think there was no Medea movie, but it was a good movie.
It was. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Some of his movies are okay.
Yeah.
To me. But like his shows and things, I can't. I've seen the show Sisters. It looks like it's pretty decent. I feel like a lot of people favor that show out of all of his shows. That's getting a lot of traction, a lot of popularity. But there are some shows that were out. My parents love it. They do. They watch Tyler Perry. And I'm just not a big fan, but I definitely feel like he is very important to Black Hollywood. And I love that about him. I love his hustle, his drive. I love his story. Just not a big fan of all the work.
I mean, I just think, Medea is the Black version of B. Arthur. I mean, I just don't want to.
You're so disrespectful.
I know.
Oh
I know.
What? First of all, B. Arthur ain't never. She couldn't have. Now, I love the Golden Girls and all that, but B. Arthur could never.
for many years, I thought B. Arthur was a
Oh,
man.
man, a lot of people.
Until I found out. And then I watched the old show she did called Maude. I was like, oh, no, she looked like that from a while. Even when she young, she looked like that. I was like, oh, shit, that's Frankenstein's
But there was
monster.
a picture of her when she was really young. She actually did not look that bad.
Oh.
You know, she.
Well, I didn't go that far back in the time machine.
Oh my goodness, that's scary.
I am ignorant, I know.
But don't worry, there's others that share that sentiment. But B.
Hey.
Arthur was not that gangster. There is nobody out here like Medea. Real talk. There's no. Who was out here like Medea?
Jamel Wansler said his mom used to go.
I'm
Used to,
not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a good thing.
so Jamel said his mom used to put the Medea plays on to go to sleep because it was long as fuck.
They were very long.
How long are them shits?
But I will say Tyler he's like Kirk Franklin. Like he can find talent. You know what? That's not what I said. I said he will find talent.
I'm just saying when you think
He
of
will find talent. He
Yeah.
is the Kirk Franklin of Black Hollywood. He will
There- there-
find Kirk don't have no talent, but Kirk will find that talent.
well, apparently he was addicted to porn. He may have a
Yeah, I
talent.
was just asking a question.
That's so ignorant. And Diddy's another one. He don't have no.
Diddy's biggest talent is finding talent. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They'll find talent.
And then leeching off the talent he's
Well,
found.
yeah.
Fuck this talent.
You know what?
Yeah,
See,
Luffy.
y'all
That was
going
going
down
from what y'all
roads
told
that
me. I'm just going from the shit y'all done. I done learned on the show from y'all, so I'm just adding my critique
That's
to
why
what
we
I done
can't
learned.
tell you nothing.
Hey, look, I told you I just go to work and I go home and I watch sports. When y'all tell me this other shit, it blows my fucking mind. So I gotta bring this shit back up because I'm like, I didn't know this shit. I thought the nigga was cool. I didn't know he was fucking his male artist could get him put on. What the fuck this shit come
What?
from?
What? Huh?
Yeah, I didn't know. Like I'm saying, y'all.
Well, hold on. We ain't say nothing like
I
that.
said he fucked one of made it do some bullshit. Oh man, I done
We
heard some
told you
stories.
the storyline.
Yeah,
But
that's
then-
some crazy shit. That shit done blew my fucking mind. How I'm supposed to be able to see, but like knowing shit like that.
CP3,
I'm just saying.
you went completely left.
I'm just saying.
Completely left,
What we
CP3.
talking about, CP3?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm just
We-
going with the flow, man.
Exactly. You don't know what we're talking
I know because I don't know what the hell you were talking about. None of us do.
Haven't seen the old shows.
Clearly, you haven't. To
We will.
Shit happens, dog. Told you it's gonna be a wild show. I tried to warn you.
So, man, we.
So Jamel said that Kurt Franklin can actually play keys and read sheet music.
You're right. You're right.
And
He's a musician. He is not a singer. And he's tried numerous times.
but Jamel, you forgot his greatest asset is leech off for other people's talent. Like that's a talent in itself.
Right, because honestly, I didn't mean to say right.
you said
But-
it.
And truth be told, he is talented, but he's not. The majority of the times, like when you hear,
He's the P Diddy of the gospel world.
he is, and when you hear,
DJ Khaled.
no, because
No,
a
he-
lot of times
came
what
out
you
before Khaled.
hear, what they're famous for is, well, actually, I think in his earlier days, he composed the music. And
He's
stuff,
like,
so
this is why we
he's
sing.
he's a composer.
He was the Diddy of gospel world. He's like, this is why we sing. And then the choir said, this is why we sing.
Did you tell us to?
What?
He was the P Diddy of
Both of y'all,
gospel.
let me tell you something, both of y'all going to hell. Y'all don't even know the words to the song, so I need y'all to stop.
Free.
Stop it.
You know damn well I don't know the words to that
I
song.
know you don't. Neither one of y'all know the word.
Because
Okay, you trying to show you know the word.
sing because we.
You talking about something we sing because you told us to. What?
I just know the only words is, oh, do you want a revolution?
All I heard was smack your ass for the Lord.
What? That is what he said.
Oh, man.
But that
He was
Revolution song got a lot of older.
The Stomp joint?
Yeah, they got a lot.
Yeah, he reminded me of a gospel Herbie Love Bug.
I remember when that came out, a lot of the older people in the church were angry.
I remember the thugs liking it though.
Yeah.
The thugs on the corner was rocking with Stomp. Like they would be beating a nigga down. They'd be like, "Do you want a revolution?"
Beating to a beat. Stomp, nigga. Coordinate.
Amen.
Well, he had the Doug singing about Jesus. So.
He did. Honestly, he did.
Yeah. And I feel like that was a big change for gospel music.
It was. It was the first time in a long time that made gospel music, because those songs are being played on secular stations,
Yes.
and then it made gospel music more acceptable
And relatable to other people.
Yes.
It broadened things. And that's another thing when it comes to like Tyler Perry. I feel like he changed a lot of things in, Hollywood.
in drag.
He made it acceptable for dudes wearing wigs and doing
That is
TikToks.
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about opening the door for people.
He definitely opened the door, all right.
Y'all so ignorant, I swear.
So
Oh my God.
because
Because I like Tyler. Don't get it twisted. I like Tyler. Y'all leave that man
I
alone.
watched the movie. I don't know what the movie was. He was acting in it. He is a horrible actor in the mainstream.
Alex Cross,
Yeah, that's what. It was.
yeah, he sucked in that joint.
Motherfucker
He
did
sucked in that joint like
that.
like a prostitute with $2
Oh
on
my
her.
God. I was like, where's Morgan Freeman, the oldest man on earth? Please put
See,
him back
you know
in
what?
this
If you
role.
don't stop throwing shade to all
I'm just
all
saying,
these
Morgan
people.
Freeman, dog. I'm saying.
So I'm about to play a video. 'Cause
yes, because
That
y'all
nigga been
are
an old
dragging
nigga since he was
this
an old
whole
nigga.
show down with your
I'm
nonsense.
saying he been an old nigga since he was an old nigga. He was in Glory. He was an old nigga. He still
that
acting.
nigga that was that electric company, he was an old nigga.
Y'all gonna
And that was
stop
back
throwing
on the
shade.
70s.
Seven, the nigga
So
was
Marie,
retiring in '98.
Morgan, this is not Morgan and Tyler. These are not my thoughts.
Yo, this is Jet Rowdy Gin and Juice.
That's so ignorant.
Gotta be something in life.
Got juice like a mix with gin. Ain't good gas, got a kick like a sin. Saturday back with class like a Bentley. Shine bright like a light, yes, in man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm up my knee like a hot spot. I got bitches tryna link like a Wi-Fi. Looking sweet like I'm riding in a drop top. Diamonds looking like ice cold agua. Twisting up OG with the side. Looking lost on la la. Fuck around and mix and match my designer. Got the Christian Dior with the pride. Got my time in the Benz a day on my own frequency like in the spray. Cool like first man in the shade. With the betting and laid in plenty ways. I love it when it fit with a slap top. When the pussy get licked
In
like
my
a
house, breaking into my house.
got me going in like I'm trying to get a knock.
No, this was 30 minutes ago when he got there.
I got the juices in me, that's why I be sipping my gin straight. Step up and I felt in this leg, ayy. To the bartender, what it do, get mad. 10 bands on my hand, 'cause I carry just a little
Like
bit
doing smokes all day long.
They be saying, and a man on the
I'm gin all day. I'm like, oh.
hit a grand slam. It's like I'm laying on in my bag. Look, it smell like a whole lot of cash. It's all when
I was watching my son break into my house.
What? Damn video cameras. Glad they ain't had that shit back in the 90s.
Man,
Nigga.
because I knew my parents' whole schedule. I knew how long it was going to take for them to get home.
Man, I used to sneak up into my window. It was over top of the door.
My bathroom window was on top of
Welcome to my podcast. We got the one and only So Red So
it. No, we had no people snitched on me if I did that.
That's why I don't do pets. They tell too much.
I feel like that's why my parents did that.
A whole lot of dollars, man. A whole lot of dollars. Talking about the same shit. I bought all the dollars, man. So it's crazy.
Mama ain't give me until 4:30, 5 o'clock. I didn't get something like that. And out of school
They
at
work
3:30.
at night.
No, they just working all hours.
Oh, you talking about afternoon?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I knew the time they got home.
Okay.
We didn't either. That's what we talking about.
I know. Me too.
That's like for my kids. Oh, baby. I got cameras in a couple different places. Play if you want to. Huh? My son got an iPhone. Come on, man. These kids want these iPhones. You know your parents can track you real easy with
We all got iPhones.
Right. I'm like, yeah, y'all want you want an iPhone, baby? Sure, I'm gonna give you an iPhone.
Why the fuck you at the mall? You supposed to be at home.
I was stable. Find my iPhone. And you look have it shut down. And with the quickness.
Oh, you think I got an iPhone? My sister got an Android and all the kids got an iPhone. You think that you can control it? Got 17-year-old niece. Haven't heard of motherfucker.
Yep.
That's all niggas. I get locked up.
And my son forgot that iPad is included. He tried to tell me he couldn't find his iPad. He was gonna punish me. He had the iPad stuck in between the bed and the wall, trying to hide it. And it was completely charged. So I know you knew where it was. It wasn't lost. No, wait till he left. I was like, oh, I'm gonna find this iPad. What was that?
Retro Rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should remember at least some names. Maybe
I
not.
mean, when you say the name, I remember the interview.
No. You know for something.
You know.
No face.
Oh Lord.
I ain't been old face. Tip drill. Oh, my bad.
How do you go to standing ovation? You know the mics are live right now. You go to standing, and the first words they hear is standing ovation and tip drill. Good job. Good job.
What?
Tip drill and standing ovation. Tiptoe.
For real?
Drop on like it's hot. You was talking about the birthday song with twerk and shit.
What? I was giving the story about
You
what
talking about
actually
twerk, but
happened
exactly.
today and
Okay.
how it was embarrassing to black
I'm
culture.
speaking figurative.
Oh man.
What that has nothing to do with anything.
I wouldn't mind seeing somebody dropping like it's hot.
I bet you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I mean, that's probably a given.
Just like, sound to me.
What's up? Never mind. Never mind. I don't think I'm gonna ask you more questions. I don't have no questions for you.
Keep on feeding here.
Because you keep being, we can be more ratchet as we go.
Oh, you know that's CP3's gig MO.
Yeah, being ratchet.
Having fun, baby.
You give him a drink, some
Some-
ratchet
some
stuff
drink.
that's gonna come out.
Yeah, that bottle getting empty.
Yeah, and I feel like you was the main one.
I've only had one drink from it.
Nigga, whatever you had to.
From this,
I don't.
he had this too.
Look,
What?
that ain't all my fault.
Yeah, actually it is.
Fuck you. I gotta work open and close tomorrow anyway. Fuck.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah. Just need one more.
You can do it. So Chris Brown has
Oh shit.
two women claiming, not one but two women claiming that
That he sexually harassed them.
that he drugged and sexually assaulted them.
Well, the first one I broke that down. And I don't.
Taking pussy.
Do you really believe that though?
I mean, I don't know. These red
You don't
dudes,
know.
some of these red dudes, I don't know.
So you in the sun for one summer, and now you throwing shade to your own
I
kind.
am light brown. I am not red.
Nigga, were you red man?
When you got dark, guess what you did? You turned red.
I am light brown.
For now.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wait a minute. What color are your legs?
We ain't talking about that. What's on camera right now? I'm brown.
Your real color
Shut up.
is red.
Other folks don't know that. I'm talking about always bringing up old shit. You talking about right now? I'm brown.
That man came to this place with some shorts on. Say, oh my god.
I get that from my daddy. Shit.
Oh,
We
okay.
like two-tone.
Two-tone.
We brown up top.
No,
and
your
yellow
real
down bottom.
color is your
That
legs.
ain't my real color. Just 'cause I don't get no sun on my legs. I'm wearing
That
khakis
means
every day.
that's your real color.
I'm wearing khakis every day. I need some sun.
You mean that's your real color?
No.
Okay, I got you.
No, I am not
You
red.
need to just be sitting outside in the summertime.
Exactly.
Just
That's what I
sitting
need to do. That's what I used to do. You know, that old job. I wore shorts, and I got sun, and I had my
there. The
regular
fact
tent.
that you have to, that's not your regular tent.
That's
if
my
you have
regular
to tan.
tent. Look, that's my regular tent.
No.
I am light brown. I am refused to be called red. I am not red. I am brown.
Isn't light brown almost like the
I
same
am
thing?
light brown.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're not red. You white.
That was disrespectful.
I'm cinnamon.
That was disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
It says cinnamon.
She called me white.
You
She called me a
stri-
racist.
And then
You a stripper? Niggas say cinnamon.
You know, I used to flip
You
out
a
my
sh-
old days. Now.
that's not what we want to
I
hear.
had to do what I had to do now. Like,
So you're more like my dad than we
like you
know.
said, the lights was cut off.
Wait,
man.
wait. Let's back up. You just like
I
Medea.
did some strange for some change.
You just like this is Medea. That's why Tyler act like that. He must have seen something about
I ain't
you.
never get on the pole though. Fuck that.
But you used to strip. Well, Medea said that it wasn't actually a pole.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
I would never on the pole.
Yo.
Do some strange.
Medea
some
carries
You know, I don't even
weapons
want
in
to
her
know.
purse.
Make you do some. How the fuck
You,
out.
is it you starting to understand?
I will not confirm.
I have not been.
Or-
I have
or-
no assault charges on my record.
Yeah.
Medea don't have none either.
She went to jail
For
something.
was it because she flipped out on that lady and she was running from the police?
Yeah.
That was the reason why. It
I ain't
wasn't
never run from the police.
right, but you ain't as old as Medea.
Yeah. I ain't been to jail.
So
either.
it's time.
They left me in the holding cell.
She didn't go to jail until then.
Motherfucker. Huh?
So CP3,
Yo.
there's a young man. He was he had the equivalent. His mom paid him the equivalent of like $1,800. She kept him off of social media for 6 years.
For $1,800.
That's what it total. Yeah.
I mean.
It's that bad.
Ah shit.
And the reason why I said it like this because you can actually make money off of social media stuff. So it's like $1,800.
I mean, from what I heard from you telling about the story that she wanted to keep him off social media. He was apparently getting good grades and was, doing well, but apparently he might have been sneaking off using somebody else's phone.
I have no doubt that he was.
I mean, social media is, in some cases, it can be toxic, especially for a young adolescent, teenager, because they're trying to figure out who they are, and then they're on social media, see this, see that, and then they see a whole bunch of different images, and then, a whole bunch of problems come from there. So, I mean, paying him to not be on social media, I just want to get a little nigga a cell phone. Instead of paying him off.
You can still get
Um,
on social media.
I mean, he can still get on. I mean, if he jumps on it when he's at school, at the library, but he doesn't have access to it at home. Okay, I mean, because the mom might have a point. Social media it's
It's a-
good and it's bad in the same
Well, it's a
way.
double-edged sword. Social
Is it?
media is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but especially for adolescents, I think it should be a restriction on it because I don't condone my nieces and nephews having. They've had phones since they were like 8, 9 years old. I don't condone that, but they're not my kids.
Yeah, I mean, like, who the
it is.
My niece has had a phone since she was like 10 or 11. I'm like, who the fuck are you calling?
So my daughter had a phone at 10. Guess what I got her?
What?
I'm a old school mama. Oh,
Yeah, flip phone.
yeah. And they ain't had no cable.
So, my
She's
my
20 now, but still.
my niece and I'll never forget this. I love my niece. Shout out to my little niece Jada. She's 16 now. She thinks she's grown. I can't wait to beat the shit out of one of her boyfriends.
My niece 17 though.
My
But-
Jada is 20, so I
but-
understand.
One day I was at work and I remember this because I was working in Largo. I was at the Staples in Largo, and I was walking to the greatest fast food restaurant ever, Chick-fil-A, to get my breakfast.
They're so pleasant.
So pleasant people.
Such annoying.
And I couldn't even enjoy my breakfast because I happened to look. My niece posts some ratchet video of some dude like playing some ratchet music, and she like something, yada yada yada. And I had to call her, and I was like,
She interrupted your good holy breakfast
"Yes, I didn't get to enjoy it yet
with her devil music.
with her ratchetness." And I was just like, "Yo, take that shit down." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Take it down." And she was like, "Well, my mom knows it's there." And I was like, "I doubt that, but let me just tell you something." And she was like, what? And I was like, I get off work very early today. You can take it down, or I can show up at your school. I'm going to let you make that the choice. And if you need some references of the type of work I hand out, call your aunt and your brother. Because I beat kids. And sleep good. In that order. So by the time I got to the restaurant, she called me back. She said, Uncle Kimi, I took it down. So I checked and it was. Good choice. Because as I'm walking, I'm like, what time does so-and-so come in? I'm going to tell them about to leave early. I'm going to take an Uber straight to her school. I'm going to call her mother on my way to her school. And we about to have a bad conversation. I really used to thought about wearing a shirt to tell my nieces and nephews, yo, I still beat kids.
No, they didn't. See, that's the thing my nieces and nephews know. My nigga got them, my sister got them, say, I'm going to call you uncle. And straight and quick, because they know I don't play that shit. I will beat your ass no matter where and how old you are. I don't give a fuck. You is not going to cut up and disrespect nobody. If I don't feed you and clothe you, you will die. That's the way I look at it. You can't support yourself.
You know, that's a very dark take.
That's point blank. I bought you.
If I don't feed you and clothe you, you'll die.
You will die. So
That's
what do you?
yeah.
The way he said it makes me want to go to church.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's the point blank to it. I don't play games. It's point blank to what it is. Look, you're dependent upon me. You're gonna listen to what the fuck I say, and not just want to be a problem.
Say it in the end of days type of way. You will die.
Look, I was listening to the radio. They were talking about some kid and her father. She was running late for school. They made a order for Starbucks to help her, and she told her dad, "Don't speak to me right now. I don't feel like you talking to me."
I'm sorry, what?
You know, I will power bomb your little ass before we go to school.
And she can walk.
I'm like, these
She
little
can walk and find
motherfuckers
another
nowadays
place to stay.
think that they can just, say what they want. And I
She
told my
could
nieces and
walk to
nephews
school and find another place to
that.
stay.
I was like, if I ever hear about you talking back to your mom again, you won't be seeing it.
She can also get the shoes up that her daddy paid for too,
Right.
while she walking to school.
Like,
I mean, you know.
that shit don't fly, bro. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I always said nowadays the sad thing is we don't have parents anymore. We have people with kids.
You got people that want to be friends with their kids.
Yeah, they don't because they don't know how to be a parent.
I'm not your
Well, I used to tell.
I'm not gonna be your friend till you grown, and then even still, I'ma still remind you that I'm your mom.
The funny thing about that is, I used to hate when my mother used to say, "I'm not your friend,"
It's the truth.
but then when my sister got older. And then my nephew got older. I literally had to remind them of that. Like I remember my sister got mad at me because I told her something and she was just like, "I don't like you. You're not my friend." I was like, "You're right.
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm your brother. My job is to protect you from you doing stupid shit and beat up your next boyfriend." So in that order.
It's not about being friends.
Yeah, it's not being friends. I mean,
they have so much drama.
But,
in
I
all
don't have
relationships.
to deal with it because they can handle it themselves. There's some drama going on.
I'm about to say because it's drama in all different types of relationships.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I remember coming home from work, and my sister was doing one of our neighbors who was very close with us nephew's hair, and at 9 o'clock when I get in the house, Monday Night Raw comes on. I want to watch wrestling. That's what I do. I've been doing. So I walked in there. I looked. She was downstairs doing this hair. I looked at my watch because I'm an asshole. And I was like, "Oh, cuz you gotta go."
Now, see, here's the thing: when you look at your watch, that's when you indicate what's to come.
He was still, and then my sister was offended by me, and she's like, "What?" I was like, she said, "Can I just finish this one braid?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "Why?" I was like, "Let me give you a time frame of what you should have did and what should have happened." I said, "I am out this house between 8. I said I work 8 hours, so it takes me an hour to get to work and an hour to get to home." She said, correct. I said, yes. Which means you had 10 hours to do this nigga's hair. Within them 10 hours, you should have finished that last braid or the other side of his head. You failed. When I walk, the only nigga that walks through this door at this time of night is me and me. That's the only person. And she proceeded to tell my mother, and she ran upstairs to tell my mother, and she's like, oh, he told me he had to go. I said, Ma. And my mom did the most classic neutral Switzerland thing. She was like, I ain't in it. Do what your brother said. He said he gotta go. My mom was like, oh shit. He's picking up another bottle.
Something you said triggered him, and now he drinking.
So my mom.
Sometimes when you getting your hair done, you gotta get your hair done, man.
You fuck about that.
That means somebody put you out before?
Nah, they tried.
I ain't try.
What?
I was getting my hair done
By who?
by a young lady who was doing my head.
And who was trying to put you out?
I don't know who the fuck it was. It was some nigga. I was high. I didn't give a fuck. But I wasn't going nowhere until I got my motherfucking head done. And it turned into a situation. Let's just say it didn't turn out well for him.
Well.
I finished getting my head done.
It turned out well for me. I made this little ass get out.
And it triggered you, and his story triggered you, and you had to take another drink.
Yeah, because it was funny. I was just thinking about it. Man, that was a wild night.
What did you do to the dude?
Oh, he got fucked up. And I fucked his sister. I just had to. It's GP. If you gonna make an issue out of it, I'm gonna put the exclamation point on it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna fuck your sister.
Why are you so ratchet?
So what the problem is? I'm just because sometimes you gotta put your foot on a nigga throat. Let him know you ain't shit. Your mom ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. So stop acting like you shit. Cause these motherfuckers nowadays act like they built like motherfucking Hulk Hogan.
Nigga, that wasn't nowadays. That was about 10 years ago.
But I know.
And you getting your hair braided? We know that wasn't recent.
No, it wasn't. That was about 14, 15 years ago. But
No shade, but I mean.
It's then went downhill since then. That's the point.
No, nigga. You said nowadays. You acting like it happened now.
Nowadays, niggas is some bitches right now.
Nigga, you talking about 15 years ago.
They was bitches then too. They just more bitches now. They wearing skinny jeans.
How did we get this? They weren't wearing skinny
You should have
jeans.
known we was gonna get
Yes,
this. If he's drinking,
you gotta
he's
think
gonna talk
about it, dog. When
Okay,
we
go
came up, skinny jeans, straight leg jeans was
The nigga you beat up did not have on skinny jeans.
I done beat up a couple niggas with skinny jeans.
No, the nigga who got mad because you was braiding his sister was braiding your hair.
He jumped out there.
Okay, he wasn't wearing skinny jeans though. That was 15 years.
He had on tight jeans.
Nigga, that was 15 years, but he had on baggy jeans.
That's what I'm saying. He was a bitch. He had on skinny. He had on tight jeans. He deserved to get his ass beat. And then he was talking shit, so that was W to get his ass whipped. He had to learn a lesson that day.
And then you sexed his sister while he was in the other room?
Nah, it was like later on, but I still fucked her. But the point is,
Was he asleep?
I don't know. I didn't give a fuck. What was he gonna do? I beat his ass already. Was he gonna come in there?
He might have.
You get beat with a nigga that's butt naked. That's even worse.
oh my god.
You fought a nigga butt naked?
Yep, he would have.
Hey man.
Have you ever beat somebody up butt naked?
Not that I recall. Not that I
The
recall.
fact that you did not say no is a problem.
Look.
Okay,
That's a problem.
so that's a yes or a no question.
That's a problem that you cannot.
Like, you should either
I've
say
been in
yes
these situations before,
or no.
I don't recall.
Nigga, you should just say no.
No.
That's one of those questions that should not be in between.
You
There's
should
certain
just,
questions that I can't answer with a straight no, yes or no answer. I've lived a crazy life.
that's a
myself.
problem for that question. You know that, right? The fact that you're not sure. Have you ever been in a fight naked?
Define naked. So what we naked? Boxers and wife beater? What are we talking?
Butt naked. Have you ever been in a fight butt naked?
No, I ain't never been in a fight butt naked, I don't think.
Yes, I saw.
Did I?
What do you mean you don't think? Now you should know
The
this.
fact that he cannot answer that
I'm
question.
trying to think. I had some wild nights.
Nigga, you should know this answer. Like real talk then.
It was some nights in Annapolis down in Crownfield. I don't recall everything that happened. And I told you I was in some different shit back then.
Clearly.
You know what? I don't even want to know the rest of you.
I'm gonna be real with you. I can say I have not been in a fight butt naked. I've never done that.
Yeah, so have I. I've never done that.
That's good. I can make that definitive statement. I cannot make that definitive statement
That's
at
a
this point,
problem.
right?
That's a big problem.
I told you I've lived a complicated life.
Clearly.
That's
And he really sitting here thinking hard. Like, yeah.
dog.
I
You,
am not a liar. I'm going to tell you the
He's like,
truth.
I might have.
I might have, you know.
I think so. Wait, did I have socks on?
Well, the 5 socks does that count as me being naked?
Like, was it a fight or was it just a verbal altercation?
Oh, so you argue with a nigga butterball naked?
Yeah, some.
That's not good either.
It was like her apartment, but I was there. I don't remember.
And her man came in.
Her friend
While you were sexing her.
in the process of starting to.
Oh, and then you didn't get dressed. You argued with the nigga while you was in your drawers.
My clothes in the other room. Couldn't get to him fast.
So what did you tell the nigga?
I think we just ended up
Fighting.
Well, no, we ended up smoking a J together. I
Did you still hit this girl?
think. Yeah.
Yep.
I told you I was a politician back then.
Nigga, you ain't shit.
I wasn't shit. I am shit now.
You are a loose form of
Our
diarrhea.
son never.
You are a loose form of diarrhea, nigga.
Call me Pepto, nigga.
This is something you should never be proud of. This some shit you do,
I
CP3.
told
You should never be proud of.
I'm proud of because
When you
it made
said
me a
that-
better man than what I
When you
used to
said
be.
that, all I did was smell something stinky. Like, do you really want to be associated with stinky
I'm just
smell?
saying, I went through that transformation to make me to the man I am today.
Oh, okay. Look at you trying to flip it so positive. That's
No,
cute.
because I had to go through those trials and tribulations
You
to
had
do
to,
that foul
you
shit.
had to argue
I had to
with people
fornicate,
butt
do those
naked.
I had to do those fucked up things to get to where I am right now.
Here you go. Here you go. Why you saying he about to cry?
CP3.
Stop the field.
I'm about to play some music and then we're gonna end this show because I don't know what the fuck to say after this shit.
I told y'all it's gonna be wild, baby.
Exclusive Renegade, all on me, y'all.
All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and move the 100 please. I just want the
This story be so fucking wild.
All on me, it's all
Or
on me.
non-stories.
I just touched down in LA.
The fact that you can't give.
Did you fight a nigga while you was naked? I don't know.
I think so. It might have been just a verbal altercation. It's not good.
But it got a little heated. But it was,
Pick up a bag off. I got a tight shop. The hang with rats dog. You can never catch me frontin', I done backed off. I'm like, hey, bag it up with these groceries, that's my safe way. All these binges be a drug, that's my gateway. I be such a big stabber, they call now Mac Day. Dispatch to them feds, but you catch this KK. Every day's a payday. Open that safe, yeah. Wanna do it late, way. Don't care what you say, hey. I'm on the way. Jump back like 2 or 3. I make it fade away. I can never trust no thought, never give them what I got. I just pulled up on the dot that I pulled up off the line. You can never run my day, only thing you in my way. Always acting like a boss, every time I took a loss. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and move the 100 please. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the way. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause
Yo, so I think because 2022, we haven't had Renegade over here yet.
Yeah.
I think when I finally get Renegade over here, I'm gonna do something special. I think I'm gonna let him do like a mini concert.
Yeah, you gotta send me that joint. I gotta get that joint to 808. That's a club banger right there. That's a club banger right there, bro.
That's the new joint he just sent me.
Yeah, you need to send me that. I gotta link up with 808. I got that. That's a club banger right there.
The club banger,
club and regular club.
Nigga, the Get Back should be the joint.
But that it just got that vibe to it. The Get Back, I like the Get Back. I like that. But this got the feel that it's like some songs you can tell that that joint right there. They hear that joint. The
He
club.
said the club and the strip.
Yeah, the club. It can hit both platforms.
He just
Mm.
wanted
I mean,
you
you gonna
to
make me
know
have to
that.
call
He
that
just-
nigga the strip club and try to.
Really, he just wants to play it in the strip club.
Yeah, I want to see. I
That's
want to see.
number
I want to see if I gonna pull that joint. Follow me.
Why is that?
It's all on me, not follow
What
me.
nigga I can do, man? Nigga, let me do me. Shit.
That's
Let
what
me
you-
be in
that's-
my world.
That's what
Shit.
you heard, huh?
That's what I heard. Let me be in my world. Shit. Follow me down the pole. You know, it all works together. Shit.
Even though that ain't what he's saying.
It don't make a difference.
It made
It's a
sense to
CP3
you.
edit.
It made
It's a
sense to you.
CP3 remix.
It made sense to
yeah,
you.
Oh,
fuck right. It's a CP3
And then he
remix.
fell. I mean,
And
she
then
came
fell
down the pole.
Yeah.
Because I said she fell. Yeah, she fell down the pole. You disagreed and you didn't even know that.
It's a CP3 remix, goddamn. Don't
I
fuck
said,
with
yeah,
my
she
shit.
fell down the pole.
Slid down, fell down. Anyway, the ass hit the ground. That's all I know.
Something. You need to get it together today.
You might need to go to church
I was
next
like,
Sunday.
Yeah, because she fell. And he was like, yeah, she fell down the
She
pole.
fell, she hit the ground. I seen the ass jiggle. That's all I know.
Did she bounce off the ground when she hit it?
I just saw the ass. I don't know about her.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If somebody play this and they fall off the pole, it's your fault.
They should have been a pole in the first place. They fall.
You know what?
How is that my fault? They know it's a dangerous activity. How's it my fault you fall playing the song?
I'm just letting you know.
Buckle up, bitch.
You know what? We need to end this monstrosity of a show.
They fall, it's your fault.
How's my fault?
CB3, you're off the hook.
The pole was slippery. And the light got in their eyes.
The light guy. Yeah.
Gravity. It ain't my fault.
CP3, what do you got going on tomorrow?
Nothing.
I'm selling some cars.
Besides rehab, nigga.
Oh, shit.
He said he opened the clothes. Look, where you gonna be working tomorrow?
Yeah, 2450 Crane Highway, Waldorf Honda. Please come down and holler at me because I'd love to sell you a car. You know, bad credit, no credit, good credit. Come holler at me. We get the job done. 2450 Crane Highway, Waldorf, Maryland. Come holler at you, boy.
You can do that.
Turn the switch back on.
Yeah, you gotta be professional. That's come on, man.
That's why I do it every
I
time.
know,
You don't
be
think
fucking
it
with me
like
and
this.
shit like
Yes,
that, man.
calm
I don't feel
down.
like getting straight right now. Be all right and shit. Tomorrow night, Sports and Hill podcast starting 9 o'clock. As always, we'll be recapping the Caps week. They went 1-1. Took a loss to Philadelphia yesterday, 2-1. I didn't get a chance to check the game out, but I will be looking at the footage of it and looking forward to next week. They're still in 4th place in the Metro, still trying to make some moves. They lost to the Rangers also, so they went 0-2 this past week. So last week they went 2-0, they went 0-2 this week. Also, the combine for the NFL starts this weekend. We're going to coordinate with Dujanay so we can coordinate.
Use them big words there, son.
3 syllables, baby. Going to coordinate with Dujanay after all of the combine and everything to do the off-season preview for the Washington football team, the Commanders. I'm used to calling them the football team now. But I got to start calling them Commanders. But as always, going to have our off-season preview for what we think coming up free agency. It's a key off-season for this team moving forward. A lot of key decisions. They're in good position under the cap, about $36 million under the cap. From what I'm hearing, the cap is going to go up to about $235 million. They're looking to get a quarterback. I'm hearing Russell Wilson is on the radar. And they've opened up some non-official communications because it's before the the official trade deadline, trade opening day, should say, and they don't want to get hit with tampering charges. But it's going to be an interesting offseason. Deron Payne, I'm hearing, might be possibly on the trade market after Jonathan Adams got that great extension and showed and proved why he deserved that extension last year. Tim Settle is coming up for unrestricted free agency, so I don't want to get too much into it, but we're definitely going to break all of that down with the all-season preview. And tomorrow night also we'll have, I guess, the Olympics recap along with the Wizards talk with the NBA roundtable. I'm not sure how their week went, but the way they're playing lately, I'm sure they're still sucking at the bottom of the division after they started off so well. And I don't know what happened. I'm thinking Bradley Beal might be on the trade block. I'm hearing rumors of him going to the Lakers. Ever since he came back, the team just hasn't been in sync. They looked horrible. I was actually watching them at the beginning of the season, and I don't even watch NBA, and I'll just say I haven't watched any of the games because they've been sucking lately.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. They don't play defense. You know, like until you start playing defense, I'm a defensive guy. If you're not gonna play defense, I'm not gonna waste my time sitting here watching you run back and forth up the court and see if people shoot threes on you left and right.
Well, unfortunately, that's the direction of the NBA in general.
And that's why I watch the WNBA.
Oh, that? I thought that was just because they were women.
Well, that too.
And they have
There are
vaginas.
actually fundamentals still in the game. They play defense.
Is the fundamentals of the vagina?
About half and half. As long as it's wet. The shot, that is.
What?
But, what? I said the shot.
Such a horrible individual.
I said the shot. I was talking about the, the shot. What?
The what?
The shot.
No,
But yeah, then we're going to be taking well, not yet, but we're coming up on the 7th anniversary, 6th season of Sports OTHP in March. So we'll be taking our spring break soon and coming in for season 7. Probably the end of March, beginning of April. I'm coordinating with Robbie right now, see what we're going to do. I'm also still coordinating with the, we always have a huge guest in any season. I'm working on a certain DC sports media personality to get on our show. I'm not dropping any names yet because I haven't officially closed the deal yet. But be on the lookout for another, great interview with another important sports media person. I'm still working on that, so that's a hard interview to get, but it's my dream. I want to make it happen.
Oh, okay.
So be on the lookout. Sports OTHP. Go check out the website, sportsothp.com. Check out all the insight, all the shows, all the highlight videos, all of my podcasting partners, the apparel line. Hit me up for the inbox me for the hats. Hit the apparel line for the t-shirts. Hit me up for the apparel, Sports OTHP apparel t-shirts with the Aracusa brand. Oh yeah, hit me up for the identity theft or utility bill savings. I got to hook up on that also. I'm just an entrepreneur. Just hit me up trying to save some money. So I got to
You a what?
Entrepreneur.
Wait, that ain't how you said it the last time. But go ahead.
Entrepreneur. Just hashtag CP3. Google me. You'll find it. So,
Remember that song?
what that is. Yeah, it's official for me. That's why I love saying if you Google me. Who are you? Don't worry about it. I'm a superstar. You just don't know it yet. What?
Nothing.
Just say.
Nothing, sunshine. What you
Shoot
say?
my
Yeah.
pinky out.
You said what?
Oh, the pinky's out.
Pinky out.
You knew it was
You
coming.
drinking sweet tea?
You triple.
Lady,
I did not do
You made me
any
triple.
of that.
You made me triple.
Lady Antoinette, what you got going on this week?
Well, come next week, I will have my review on specific location coming up. I do have some plans this week. What?
Huh? What kind
What?
of plan?
I have some plans, and I will come back with a review next week.
Review of what?
You gotta wait till next
An
week.
establishment that I'm going to. So, okay, is that all right with you?
Is it just for the weekend?
You know what?
I'm just saying.
I'm going somewhere,
Mhm.
and I'll come back with my review on this establishment. I might even bring gifts. Yay!
Comments? Yeah.
The
I mean,
commissary.
you said you was going away for the weekend.
I didn't say anything about going away for the weekend.
Okay,
Where
I
are
was
you
just
getting these things?
checking.
Is that what you heard?
Somebody get that man a bottle of
My
water.
boy, 'cause last time my
Somebody
boy
get that
went-
man a bottle of water.
I'm just saying, last time my boy went for the weekend, he was, going inside.
So you think I'm getting locked up?
I don't know what you
And
do
I'm
in your
gonna
past
come
time.
back?
I don't know what you be doing in your past time. You be carrying concealed weapons and such. I don't know.
So you think I'm getting locked up and then
I
I'll
don't-
be back on the weekend?
I mean, that's what happened to my
That's
boy.
that's backwards, right? People get
They-
locked up for the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
You
then
work
they go
on
to
the
work.
weekend. You work on the
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah,
So
you
why
said
am
you
I
was off
here?
on the
How am
weekend.
I here right now?
Well, you said next weekend. That might be your time to serve. I
No,
don't
I'm
know.
gonna be here next week.
Oh, you getting out?
That's what. Something is really wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you. You are not comprehending a thing today. You do not. Every turn we take, you are not comprehending. I am not getting locked up. See, that's how rumors get started. I am not going away for the weekend.
I'm just asking a question. That's all. Just
And
getting
what kind of friends do you have that telling you they going away for the weekend and they got locked up?
Because
He can't name them type of friends.
He had a DUI.
So he
He drove during the week. On the weekends, he served his time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've heard of that, yes.
Yeah, I had to drop him off. I didn't know what was going on. Like, yeah, you take me up to Marlboro. I'm like, okay. Then we going to jail. He's like, yeah, pull in here. I'm like, what's going on? Like, oh yeah, dog, I got to serve on the weekends. I got like 3 DUIs. Like, oh, okay.
3. Wow.
But they allowed him to keep because he had child support, so they allowed him to
Yeah, because
Yeah.
other than that, the state.
You know who it
I'm
was.
not doing it. I'm not spreading nobody business.
I ain't gonna say his name on there because he was a good dude. I think he might have passed away.
You're not sure?
I don't know. He might have drunk himself already, honestly.
And he's laughing. Oh,
That's
what?
what he was in it for DUI.
Oh my
Me and my
God.
dad tried to talk to him, and he just
Oh,
didn't stop.
my
And I remember
goodness.
a cookout he came to, nigga fell in the cooler twice.
What type of people do you hang around?
This is a coworker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nigga fell in the cooler twice. He's like, nah, dog, don't do it. Shit. This nigga fell in the cooler again.
Oh my
He was off the corn, too.
God. You need a nap.
Oh, the good old days.
What? Now he's saying that's the good old days.
You know what, man?
Mhm.
Laughs like that, you can't get back.
Well, this upcoming weekend, I will not be locked up. I will not be in jail. Okay?
You
I
took that to
will
a dark
be-
turn.
I will be going to an establishment, okay? And then I will come back on Sunday, because I'm not going to be locked up, right? Okay? And then, what you say?
We hope so.
I'm not you. we two different people, you know that, right? Okay.
Don't
Anyway.
touch my bellies, motherfucker.
Anyway, I'll give you my review. I may even have gifts.
Okay.
You know those gifts.
Next week we'll have a guest. The guest we're supposed to have this week, he'll be calling in. The young lady who was scheduled, we sent our condolences. Honestly, she had death in her family. That's why she wasn't able to do it.
Right? Yes. My condolences.
And that's about it. I mean, outside of CP3's ratchetness,
Man.
Man, we gotta, you know what you're playing when you play in the wild, man.
What?
You probably ain't got it on there. That riff,
I ain't got that shit.
I know.
And you know why? And I ain't got that shit. And you know why I ain't playing that shit.
shit.
So cut that shit out. Saying it on air ain't gonna budge, nigga.
I ain't playing the wild either.
Nigga, you played it the other night on your show.
I did? Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
like that joint, though.
I like it too, but I ain't playing that shit, and you know why.
Yeah, fuck that. But the song is cool, though.
Song is cool, but I can't network with people who are associated with people who do bad business. So I'm not going to do that. So as much as I like that song, if I have to go through those people to reach out to actually get them on the show and stuff like that, I'm not doing that because that person does bad business. And you know, 2 bees in a bucket. Fuck it.
Yeah, when you doing that.
You know, as I say, and I can't even say this really without sounding cocky and arrogant or an asshole, but I don't suck no nigga dick, and I'm not gonna come at a person who do shady shit and be like, oh, well, I like these people. Can you get them more when I know that you shady? If you have if your integrity is bad, then I can't rock with you.
True that. A couple of partners on the sports side that I had to cut off for that same shit.
So I mean, that's just me though, because if you ask me, it's either I can or I can't. If I can do it for you, I'm gonna tell you. If I can't, I'm gonna tell you I can't.
Right.
So I have an integrity about whatever we do.
Right.
I believe in at the bar. Like this is my life. This is my brand. This is what I do to keep me sane throughout the madness of the week. If a person who comes in and challenges that or changes the status quo of it, like I just can't do business like that.
Right.
Like this is the bottom line. And unfortunately, with that, we have casualties. And I don't know them gentlemen personally. I think they're a very good talent. But like I said, if I have to go through that toll road, I'm not paying that toll. Fuck that shit.
Right.
Yeah, I need to piggyback off of that, for some recent stuff that I saw going down with a certain Washington Commanders ex-super fan, whatever you want to call it. One of the people that I used to associate with in the podcasting game has been, I guess you say, canceled by the team. That they basically banned him from all events from coming to the stadium. And I've had some folks hit me up and ask me about our so-called connection. Let this just be said. I'm my own entity in the sports media game. I don't associate or link myself to anybody that's already in this sports media game for whatever reason they're in it, personal gain or whatever they got going on. If I've done shows with certain people, it was because it was advantageous to me at the time in the position that I was in. But I've officially partnered. Yeah, I've officially partnered with no one. Mm-hmm. So if anyone is spreading stuff on certain social media platforms that I'm associated with them or I'm making moves with them, please disregard that because it's bullshit. I'm not going to name any names because he wants more pub and I'm not going to give it to him. But I've had a couple people hit me up on Twitter and a couple other social media platforms saying this person was saying that I was in the works with doing some production with them. There was a rumor of that years ago, but after some shit went down, I decided to go the other way. So please don't associate my brand, Sports OTHP, True Radio Network, with that other person's brand. And I said I would address this on the show tomorrow night also. So just putting that out there to the folks that's tuning in tonight. I'm going to address it tomorrow night also. Just because they've been banned from the Washington football, Commanders, doesn't mean that I don't have that same access. So
I mean, whatever they made their bet to do the line, let them line it,
Pretty much. So just because they're putting that out there, because we were cool, a few years ago, don't believe that bullshit.
I mean, no, maintain your brand. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there on this platform. I know I got some folks tuning in from, on my other channels. But, yeah, like I said, I'm not naming no names. Because I'm not.
You told me to name, I'll name it.
Nah, because then I know what's going to happen, and that's going to feed into what he wants. He's going to try to come at me, and you know me, I'm not going to back down.
I mean, come at me.
No, it's not even worth it.
We ain't got to talk sports. We can just go insult for insult.
Well, he's killed himself, and this is what I told him when we were thinking about.
I live for that shit.
Yeah, he shot himself in the foot. You try to play big. You went up against some bigger assholes than you, and they used race and played you out of it. You can only take your hat off and say, well played, because you played it, and I told you don't play the game.
So, true. I feel you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. A gentleman who I thought had beef with us, actually reached out. So I'm actually gonna play one of his tracks because I stopped playing his music.
Who that is?
Vibe. He had a performance. He reached out. He was unhappy about something a little while ago, and as I told him, we were partnering. We were supporting your music, and so. But if you don't want to fuck with us, and we were supporting your music, that's cool too. Like I'm not. So understand artists. Like when I play your music, no one's paying me to play your music or anything like that. But if you hit me with that, I don't fuck with you. Like I'm. One of my favorite movies is The Negotiator, and the reason why is because I don't negotiate with terrorists. Like if you don't fuck with me, I'm gonna tell you, okay, cool. If a person comes to me and they tell me they hate my guts, I'm gonna look at them and be like, okay, cool.
Right.
Like I'm not going to. I'm not the guy that's gonna need to find out why you hate my guts. I'm just gonna accept the fact that you told me, and I'm gonna go forward. But the other night he sent me a video of him having a live performance, and I, as I like to encourage artists, I told him nice work, and it was nice work. So I don't have to bullshit him about that. And but that just showed me he understood something. Like where the integrity of this show and the integrity of the people on this show is my primary concern. If you don't like something that we don't do, you can't address it. But I'm never gonna beg. And if you want to clearly, if a song is being played that you don't like or something like that, like I do 90% of the booking and I play 90% of the music, so you can blame me, and it is what it is with me. I ain't gonna lose sleep. So, but he like I said, he reached out, had a good performance, and so I was like, cool, okay, you in a good headspace, we'll play your music again. If you don't fuck with us, that's cool too. I just don't play the music. The thing about that is after a while, if you don't fuck with me, I don't need to keep your music in my email, and I'll just delete the shit. So then if you wait 2 or 3 years to be cool with me again, you'll be like, yo, you gonna play that song? What song?
But just to piggyback off of that, if you don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with me. And the sad thing is I'm keyed into some of the hottest DJs in the DMV right now that can get your shit spun in the club. I actually have my little bro that plays at a club where a local radio station broadcasts live on a certain night that he's DJing.
Well, I mean, it's like this. I just don't, and the CP3, and I'm about to play the song, but I know a lot of people that podcast. I'm in the podcast world. So there are plenty of people that hit me up that are starting their podcast and be like, I need some music to play. Mm-hmm. And I share the music, like, unselfishly. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't just keep all the hot artists to myself.
Right.
I know DJs. I know people who like, real talk. If we combine all the people that all three of us know, we know, like, literally 80 to 90% of the movers and shakers in the DMV.
Pretty much.
Like, we just don't brag about it.
Right.
Like, if you name a hot nigga, I might have worked with him, more than likely. Like right now, and like In the House with Howie. Like, I actually helped produce that show when it was on Rise. The year it won an award, a Titan Arts Awards, I was the main engineer of that show. And my man partnered in them to help them bring Luke down here. And as they grow and stuff, like, we're partnering with a lot of people who do a lot of shit in the DMV. Mm-hmm. Like, chances are we know the top promoter. Chances are we know, we may not know the band, but we may know the people who actually put the money behind, who put the band in. Mm-hmm. On that level. So it's wise to network. It's unwise to be egotistical. You know what I mean? Because what your level is and and my level is something maybe totally different. And who are the people I know? And once again, and this is me in real life. Motherfucker don't like me, he just don't like me. I ain't gonna lose sleep. I'm gonna do what I normally do. I'm gonna take a drink.
Yeah, you know how much we give a fuck if you like us or not. About that much.
That's not true.
That's too much.
I mean, you know, that right
Go
there between
go
the
closer.
between the two nails.
Go
right
closer.
there, that's about it right there.
Go closer, cause I like if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, because honestly, if you're not helping me progress, if you're not putting food in my stomach, a roof over my head, and money in my pocket, I can give 2 fucks about what you think about me, and then I can give 3 fucks about what you say about me, because 9 times out of 10 you won't say it to my face. So, I mean, you can do what you do. You can talk that shit. You can just jump on social media and do them, you know, them lives. But just when you see me in person, just remember, you the motherfucker that crossed the street, because you didn't want that work. You the motherfucker that had people coming to me asking me to forgive you for some shit that you did.
You sound real personal.
Yeah,
I know.
because it's some shit going on social media that my name that got linked into that I peeped up on Twitter in the football community, and I'm clearing the air on this show as I'm going to do on my show tomorrow night.
Right.
So, yeah, he made his bed. He played his fuckboy role. I'm not a fuckboy. I got over a decade in this game. So don't link me to shit. If it ain't come out my mouth, if it ain't come out my website or my pages, it wasn't me. So if anybody else slide in my inbox with some bullshit, there will be consequences and motherfucking repercussions.
Sure thing, Shaggy.
I'm a grown ass man, dog. I done built my brand for a reason. I'm not gonna be drugged down by some fuckboy that can't keep his mouth shut and take shit personal. It's a business. That's what I do. Fuck you and have a good night.
Alright, this Vibe Williams lately.
Lately I've been thinking that the way I'm living ain't supposed to be. Lately I've been thinking that maybe God got a better plan for me. Lately I've been thinking that something gotta change for me. Lately I've been thinking trying something new to be a better me. It ain't the same where I grew up, it ain't the same out there. They snitching niggas telling they ain't playing no fair. They be playing with the system like a game out there. Falling victim to the system, getting treated unfair. Getting told what to do in the middle of nowhere. All the way at the bottom where it ain't no air. 10 years in that cell, I used to live in hell. Mama steady crying, wishing that I was there. While my girls always leaving cause the nigga ain't there. I'm not the ones that love you cause they still right there. All up on that jet, they sending snapping, sending money. But we're acting grateful when they say they can't say nothing. Knowing that if they had it, we ain't gotta ask for nothing. Be thankful when you get, they ain't gotta give us nothing. A lot of people in the world that ain't got nothing. Yeah. But lately I've been thinking that the way I'm living ain't supposed to be. Lately I've been thinking that maybe God got a better plan for me. Lately I've been thinking that something gotta change for me. Lately I've been thinking trying something new to be a better me. You ever been up in that cell and been so hungry? Praying to the Lord but nothing's changing. The more you try, the more your faith be draining. And you can't breathe, try to move you too weak. Madness too real, can't get no sleep. Tears falling down, rainy weather all week. I admit I was wrong and will you help me? Maybe it'll help me if I say please. Lately I've been thinking that the way I'm living ain't supposed to be. Lately I've been thinking